In a second. Hello and welcome to Zaxria. We are back for another night at the Knots Around Table. Thank you for tuning in. If you are, make sure that you're following so you get put in the giveaway once we reach 100 followers. We're pretty close. At that point, we will be giving away the most recent D&D book. And then as well as if you're subscribing at that point, you get a voucher for a custom mini from Hero Forge. The YouTube has all of the VODs up till episode 104 on it now, so you can watch all of those at your leisure. There's little podcasts, other random D&D stuff on there, so be sure to check that out. Alright, so last we had left off, you guys were teleported to Azeron and discovered that pretty much the entire city had essentially just vanished. You traveled through it with the help of Zar's just kind of knowledge of the city itself, making your way through these rings, essentially, of how it's laid out. You were eventually brought to the Dragon Palace, where you met Grand Magus Zor, this kind of blue dragonborn sorcerer-type individual. He told you that Azeron was essentially on the back of a large dragon turtle by the name of Mizak, the Ancient. You traveled across Azeron to try and see if you could lend any sort of help, as you were kind of told that this unrelenting storm, or whatever it was, could be in part to something going on with Mizak himself. Along the way, you were met by these kind of shadow-type creatures that were not easy to kill. They seemed to be pretty impervious to a lot of damage. That was very specific on how to be killed, essentially. You reached Mizak and found that he himself also was incurring some sort of madness and seemed to be trying to fight it as best as he could. You were able to clear it via a 9th level spell by Connor, which would incapacitate him after doing so. The portal that you saw on the top of his head, I'm not sure if everybody discerned where it goes to yet, but you have some ideas, I believe. Mizak himself ended up kind of speaking with you to some degree, letting you know that the Dragonborn, essentially one after the other, had been just jumping into the water and swimming over to this portal that was on his head and going into there. Into whatever world or portal or plane or whatever it is that they went to, you're unsure of. But you know where they went and have decided that your next step is going to be to essentially go in after them. You've kind of discovered that you have essentially dispelled whatever was going out from coming out, essentially. Like whatever's seeping in from this realm or world is no longer pouring into Azeron. You also decided to begin to rest, which is where you guys are all currently right now. You have cut down a tree, started to make a little fire, looking around, resting as best you can, kind of keeping a weary eye over Connor currently. You can see that he's stable, like he's breathing, he's fine, but you can just tell that he's just drained almost entirely. Azrael had returned in order to inform Zor of your discoveries and your plan, essentially. Once you had spoke with him, you could see that he was still pretty arrogant and referred to you several times as mercenaries, and yet you'd be paid for your work and your services, as opposed to holding you in the regard of, the keepers that you are. Once you kind of began to return, you began flying back to the rest of the party on the back of the Nightmare while scanning the city. You saw a figure go into an alley between two buildings and went to investigate to try to discover what it could be, thinking it may be another Dragonborn that was kind of left behind sitting about. Flying down on the Nightmare, you made it to the edge of the alley and looked in with the light emitted from the horse to reveal a humanoid form to some degree. You couldn't really make out too much, but you saw this kind of like flint box clicking and sparking as a cigar was lit and smoke began to roll out, followed by a voice. Been a long time, brother. Now, there's a moment where you look and take in the fact that Zeke is standing right in front of you in such a bizarre place. The last place you would even expect him to be, but here he is. You know that your mind also has been a little fuzzy lately. but this is real. It has to be. You take a look once more and can see him take a little step forward. Stand your ground. You don't move. Your face pretty stoic. Still shocked, but not showing it. You can see his demeanor's calm. He has his head about him more than when you saw him previously. You can just see it in his eyes, almost like he has purpose, essentially. Whereas before, he seemed to be almost maddened and crazed. Takes a step forward once more, to where he's now fully illuminated by the light from the nightmare. There's that look. You know, can't remember the last time you looked at me with even a sliver of joy.
What are you doing here?
Well, I traveled down to the Hells. Had to do some things in order to make my way through pretty quickly. I struck a deal with our devil, Solomon. I've been face to face with Ferrix. I demanded he lift the curse from our family. I went to him fully set on killing him, but there was no use. He was too powerful. Then, with great mercy, he struck a new deal with me. One where all this suffering ends. Where all this eternal suffering comes to an end.
What kind of deal is that?
It all ends with you, brother. Ferrix told me the clause in our contract. Blood must kill blood to pay back the debt. All those years ago, when that sickness had took one of our ancestors, our grandfather struck that deal. It only makes sense. You know, there's a small part of me that still holds on to us being family, but you turned your back on me and chose your side. Now I'm going to set the ledger straight. At this point, his hand slowly goes to the hilt of what you can see is not a weapon that you're used to him carrying. You're used to him carrying this kind of long sword of a kind of jet black obsidian look to it. The blade itself still is kind of jet black obsidian, but it is more of a kind of hatchet with this long kind of blade and then a huge axe head to it. It doesn't seem to strike or jump out initially. He just pulls it from his side, holds it, looks up at it. You can see this kind of black smoke kind of curling around the hilt of it, as well as this kind of deep red blood, similar to the kind of hemomagic that you have. The blood itself kind of curling around the handle, going into his hand as he holds it. You can see looking at him that he is carrying himself a little bit better than when you had saw him last. Just the steps he took forward.
So this is it, huh?
Seems like it.
I gave you a choice to find a better purpose and join us. Instead, you go work for the enemy. It's hardly the brother I know. You're not the Zeke I used to know.
You're not the Solomon I used to know.
Stretch my hand out and I cast a blade of light. It's just going to form out of the light coming off the nightmare and coalesce in this white, bright white beam.
Okay. As you do that, he takes forward the axe, the black smoke rolling off it, and the red blood that you can see from the handle. He takes his other hand and does like a quick motion, one that you're similar, or used to doing. Not so much having it done to you. Where's my... So this one will work. You are marked.
No, you.
Gets to a point now where he has now grabbed the axe that he has with two hands. Starts to take like one step, another step before he starts to do this like quick little charge, and then it goes to jump into the air. If you could switch it over to the combat scene. He takes the blade up in the air, this large kind of axe. It's not like a great axe, it's almost like equivalent to the size of how a lumberjack axe would be, but it has more of a like war appeal and like look to it aesthetically. The blade of it's like the handle's kind of curved, the axe head kind of comes out a little bit. So let's see what.
It's intense.
Okay. So he's just gonna take the attack that he gets right here.
Alright.
A 25 to hit.
I'll hit.
Okay.
Really just kills you in one turn.
You also need to make a Constitution save. Take 8 slashing damage.
So 21.
21's a success. All right, and then roll initiative. Oh, shit.
Got 12.
12.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not our fight.
All right. After that, he takes like these 2 subtle steps towards you, then begins to run and charge, jumps, leaps up, and slams the axe down. You take that blade of light and kind of throw it up to block it. It almost like, it doesn't break through it, it just kind of pushes through the blade. There's like this dark smoke that almost separates it, where it like fizzles out. And as he cuts through, you kind of step to the side and it slices into the shoulder a little bit. And then as you're recovering from that, the blade fully recuperates. You go to block the attacks that he has coming at you, because you can see him once more beginning to try to strike with the axe. You also take an additional D8. You take an additional 6 necrotic damage.
It is weird that we all decided that we were going to walk back before all this happened, right? So we're all going to show up.
Okay. He's going to take 3 attacks at you.
Yep.
Oh, shit. 17, 18, 13.
I'll miss.
Alright, so the axe starts to come down towards you. You just start taking the blade of light, smacking that up. Each attack that you're blocking is with that, as you haven't drawn out the other weapon currently. So he keeps going to hit with the axe, but there's these huge blasts of like bluish white energy from the thuds up against the blade of light, making it now your turn.
Alright. Start with actually, I don't know if I can blood right my blade of light. This just counts as a simple melee weapon.
I think blade of light specifically says that it is a simple melee weapon. Let's see.
Yeah, it does. That's what I was reading. I just didn't know if I could
Yeah,
would be able to blood right it.
I don't see why not.
Alright.
Yeah.
I guess my bonus action, I'll do a rite of flame on it.
Okay.
Take damage. Then I'll follow with some swings.
Okay.
It's 29.
Hits.
So the blade of light is 2d8. Plus the extra d8.
walking around, I don't see the gun trails.
14, 19, 20, 25 damage. A mix of radiant fire and normal.
Okay.
And then
Is any of it necrotic?
1 damage is necrotic.
Okay.
And I'll do the DC. Actually, it might not even matter. The DC saver, he takes bonus necrotic damage.
Okay. It's con?
Yeah,
It's at 19.
yeah, he made it.
Okay.
And then I'll brand him.
Alright.
The second attack. Ooh, it's only 16.
16?
Yep.
Misses.
He comes through that last swing. I'm just gonna quick parry it and use that momentum, swing around, and then slash him across the back.
Okay. With that slash, he kind of falls forward up against the wall. He's going to. The Nightmare can act if you wanted to.
Oh. I would probably just quickly whip around and do a hoof attack at him.
Okay.
That's not gonna hit. That was like a 2.
Okay. Nightmare just like clicks off of the metal building right there. He, with one of his attacks, is going to. Oh shit, I keep forgetting about all this extra damage.
It's okay, keep forgetting it with it.
I won't do it this time.
You
I'll
don't
do it
even
next
really
time.
need extra damage, to be honest with you.
Alright, he's actually just going to swing 3 times again.
Alright.
15, 17, 22.
1 hits.
Okay. So it is 12 points of slashing and 9 points of necrotic. And then you have to make a con save.
He takes 8 psychic damage from the mark on the brand. $25.
Alright, you're good. The first 2 swings he goes to take after you slashing him in the back, you just kind of dodge out of the way of the one and then reach forward and kind of grab the wrist with the other, causing him to just pretty much be like open right in front of you to where you have the free hand and you've like grabbed the wrist of where the hatchet is. When you grab though, you can feel the strength that he's like pushing through. Like you've always known him to be just kind of like this brutish, strong type of fighter. So once you grab it, he's like just about to like force your grip off of his wrist. So it's your turn at that point.
Alright. And I come up with a slash from underneath. Natural 20.
Okay, makes sense.
I'll Divine Smite. Let's do first level for now. So D8. The crit is an extra D8. And then Divine Smite would be just 1 extra D8, I believe. Yeah. Or is that 2d8 for the first level, and then it's a d8 every level after?
Yeah, 2d8 for first, and then 1 for every addition. Do you need one?
I just need 1, yeah. Oh, wait, I got 1 right here. So the Divine Smite, the bonus, the sword, Blood Right. Okay, I do need 1 actually. So this is the bonus for critting. $10, 24, 24 becomes 48. Plus the necrotic, 49, and then plus my bonus, so 54. And then I forgot last turn, but I still had the proficiency damage bonus from the sleep.
Oh, okay.
It's not the end of the week, so that becomes 60 total. 1 necrotic.
He's like, yo, I might have goes to the wrong side.
Take the slash upward, and as you do, it causes him to just like, there's this huge beam of blue energy that comes behind the blade of light, causing him to actually like blast upward and then slam onto the ground for a moment. What are these newfound abilities you have, Solomon? He goes to stand up. You still have your next attack.
Yeah. 27.
It's
Okay, so just back to the 3 dice. Nine plus 5, 14, 25, 25 plus a necrotic, 26.
I was like, shit, I want to give this guy 100 health.
maybe dead now, if it was.
As he goes to like stand back up, I do that another sweep at him to knock him back down from getting up.
Okay.
So much.
I found the light of Cabraxith. One has guided me away from Ferrix.
You don't get it. Doesn't end that easy. He stands up, takes another swing. 26 on the first one.
Hits.
Make a con save for me.
Natural 20.
Okay. 12 points of slashing and 15 of necrotic.
27. Is it 15 necrotic?
Yeah, 15 necrotic.
It would do any good, but you can't still communicate.
Oh, yeah.
He just went back around.
He's going up. He's adding health every time he dies.
Okay,
29 for the next one,
Hits.
and then 13 for the last one.
Miss.
So another con save for that 29. And you will take,
23.
that's good,
Just hit 100 and then he goes, what?
4 necrotic
200?
and 14 slashing.
It's like daylight savings time. Just jump back 100 HP.
And takes 16 psychic damage from the 2 hits.
Okay. So he takes the first swing, telling you it's not that easy. He takes the second.
Mm-hmm.
You think Ferrix doesn't still have a hold on you, brother? You're a fool if you think that. That book's still on your side, isn't it? Goes to take the third swing, you just duck underneath it.
I guess con saves for the blade. It would only be 10s, right? Because it's not, each damage is only like 15 or something like that. It's not each individual damage, wasn't?
Right.
Or was it?
So it'd just be... Yeah, it's not each individual. It's all together as one source. I'm trying to think if it would be anything more.
Well, the first one's a 23.
Yeah, you're good.
Well, that's a 10.
I'm trying to think on how much. This is the second one that I had, so this is what I do. 14 and 3. Yeah, you'd be good on the second one too.
Alright.
Alright, so as he takes that last swing, you duck underneath it. Your turn.
Alright. Alright. Let's do 2 more attacks. Bonus action though, I'm going to use one of the blood curses. The marked, so I get an extra blood right damage die this turn against him. 22 to hit.
22.
Yep.
That hits.
Alright, so extra d8. 14, 18, 19, 24, 30 damage.
How much damage? Sorry.
30.
30?
Yep.
Okay.
That's cruel.
And the second one. Oh, that's a 19. His AC is -1 though.
That hits.
10, 18, 19, 24, 30 again. And as he's backed up against the horse is going to throw a kick out at him.
Okay.
That's probably a miss. It's like a 14 or something.
Yeah, that misses.
We're
Alright.
gonna have to do a fucking fighting school.
He returns some attacks here. Take these first 3. No, actually what he's gonna do. You can see he's gonna actually go out of your combat range here. You can take an opportunity attack.
And he can disengage if he wants.
That's okay, he doesn't want to do that.
Natural 19, which is a crit
Okay.
at this point. So Divine Smite again. So,
Extra damage die?
yeah. It'd be all until the end of the turn, so I guess probably not then. Oh yeah, end of my turn. Just gotta reroll one of these.
Quick graceful roll.
10, 20,
It's like a little.
plus 12, 32, 36, 72, plus 12, so 84. As he starts to back away, and he's, "Where you going, brother?"
Alright. Take a huge swing. It actually causes him to kind of almost stutter step and fall down the way. And then you watch him lift the axe up, and the axe actually splits off into like 3 pieces. And then he takes this swing to where you watch these black, kind of jagged obsidian shards start flying towards you. So the first one, natural 20. Second one, 21. And the third one, 27. Since all 3 hit as
I
well.
use one of the blood rights to reduce that second one.
Okay. 21.
Yeah, actually, I won't be able to use my reaction to attack him.
Fuck you. Okay. So, before I do anything, since all 3 of them hit, you can be moved in any amount of feet within 30 feet in any direction. So we're just gonna go 5 feet here, and then 25 feet straight up. So just set this. Oh, fits. Up there. So the blades all hit. You feel it like hook into your shoulder. One hooks into your side, and the one grabs your leg. And he just lifts the handle straight up to where you just get launched up into the air. And then he takes the axe back to its actual form. And then after that, actually I'm going to deal all the damage first. So each one's just a d6. So the natural 20, 12 points of slashing. And then the other 2 combined are 3, so a total of 15.
Bro, you just say it's just a d6 and then roll a 6 on the dice? That's fucked up, bro.
Okay, and then after you get launched up into the air,
I'll take 8, 16, 24 damage from all 3 attacks.
got it. After you get launched up into the air, he is going to action surge. And you actually double check to make sure I can do this. I just get another action, right?
Yep.
Yeah, okay, so I'm good. I can do this. Takes the axe up towards you and then pulls like that dark black smoke from it, and then you watch it like Well, you can't really see it very well because you're just fucking thrashing around in the air. But he pulls the black smoke off and it turns into this deep black obsidian rock that he just chucks up into the air at you. I need you to make a dexterity save with disadvantage.
Wrong.
22.
22. Okay, that's a success, so you'll take half as much.
That's having way too much. Okay, that hit home.
29,
3 older brothers.
half to 14.
I'm still convinced I'm not playing League.
That's pretty much just like a spell effect almost.
Takes another 8 psychic.
Mm-hmm.
And my blade is a 10. And it was a 7, so yeah, it's good.
Alright. Oh, you gotta take that extra necrotic too, that's my bad. Additional 8 necrotic. From the first one, I gotta do it for each one, my bad. 8. Another 15. Another 12. So 27. And then the last one's another 11. So 38 total additional necrotic from the first 3 attacks that I forgot to add it on to.
Okay. Yeah, that puts me out.
Who do we say it to?
Alright. Unconscious?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, okay.
Bro, what's this guy doing? Why has he got 9,000 HP, dude? I'm riding.
I need you to make a religion check.
Ooh, 2 is probably okay, but 3.
26.
26? Oh, fuck. You get launched up into the air. There's this just flurry of motion before your vision just goes black and you can't see anything. At that point, there's almost like this peace that you feel, but at the same time, there's something about your current state where you almost understand that you pretty much are just dead. You feel yourself slowly slipping before you can see this kind of blue sliver of light start to appear. As the light starts to form, a shape starts to take inside of it, a familiar form of a long-lost friend. You see Rhinesk slowly start to walk up. The area around you is not pitch black anymore. It is this kind of bright bluish light. You're on the ground at this point, kind of laying down. You can feel that your body is almost weightless, like a lot of burden and stress, and the aches of your muscles and bones that you feel every day is gone. You're not wearing your normal garb at the current moment. You are dressed in just kind of light silks and cloths of a kind of lighter, kind of tannish or white color. Rhinesk in his plate armor walks over, extends a large, meaty, dragonborn hand down to help you to your feet. You reach up at it. He grabs your hand kind of at the forearm, picks you up. Azrael, what are you doing here?
I guess my time is gone.
Walk with me, friend. You begin to just kind of walk into this pasture of long kind of green grass. You can see off in the distance this mountain that has built upon it some sort of fortress. You can see bright winged mythical creatures flying around in the air. There's stuff prancing around in these fields. So, You think this is it then, huh? Do you feel ready?
No.
That's what I thought.
There's still too much to be done.
When my time came, I somewhat felt the same, but I knew without me, more would rise up. But the way Zaxria is right now, I fear that's not the case. The world needs you still. The rest of the keepers need you still. You're at a battle with yourself. You have two sides fighting one another. It's time to let go of one of those sides. It's holding you back from your true potential. You were meant for this. I know it. From the day I first met you. All of the burden you carry, the grief, the pain, that's evil at its core. You were meant for the light. This is your time.
Yes. I can feel I'm almost gone. Just haven't been able to shake the last parts.
I know someone who can help. He looks over towards the mountain. You can see this fortress that's off in the distance. This bright blue radiant light that starts to kind of emanate from it and just slowly kind of pulse outward very, very subtly. You feel yourself drawn to it, looking up at it. You almost feel your feet come off the ground, but you're still standing on solid ground. You take like 2 or 3 steps forward, drawn to it. Your eyes kind of furrow a little bit as you try to understand what it is that you're looking at. Rhinesk takes 2 or 3 steps out of the way before he reaches over up and kind of grabs up at your shoulder. Just does a nod, a quick pat. Backs up and you watch that blue light that's kind of pulsing outward. One of those pulses just kind of goes over the sky and you watch it, and then you get drawn back over towards the fortress where you can see this kind of focused beam of blue light. You're staring at it miles and miles and miles away, but something like almost instantly pulls you and you feel this like quick whiplash and like vertigo to where you're almost on top of it, sitting right there in front of it. Where you get pulled up to, there's this kind of balcony type area, and inside of that blue area where the blue light is actually pulsing from, you can see that there is this large kind of spear coming out from the ground with this golden halo type ring just slowly wrapping around it. It looks to be some sort of symbol of Cabraxith, essentially. You take 2 or 3 steps forward. You're in a room that is immaculately made of some sort of light kind of stonework. The statue in the middle is the only thing that has your attention. Something is kind of drawing you towards it.
Walk towards it.
As you begin to get closer to it, you can feel this pull is getting more magnetic, almost stronger, to the point where your hand is like almost reaching itself up just to grab the base of the spear.
I ain't resisting.
Okay. As you do, you reach up and grab the spear. Holding on to it, you feel this just surge of energy that's pulsing through your body, but you also feel this pain, almost like a splitting, essentially. Like your body's just trying to rip itself apart, but this blue energy that's pushing through you is putting more of a warm, healing energy into your body, and it almost seems like it's just forcing something out. You can see this huge splash of like red kind of blood that comes out of your shoulder, but it's not from a wound. It just seems like something that's being drawn and pulled out of you. As it's being pulled out, you can see this like swirling of energy before you watch this face kind of form inside of it, this kind of fox-like face that's looking right at you, that goes to open its mouth up and almost bite up at you, but you just hold the spear stronger and you watch this blue energy just push the face away to where it almost disappears entirely. You feel this almost reinvigorated energy that fills your body. You can feel your heart like kind of thudding very, very heavily. You almost go to fall to a knee from the whatever it was splitting from you, but you feel that energy that's pulsing into you once more strengthen you and cause you to stand even taller. At that point, there's this bright blue light that shines over your eyes to where you don't really see anything, but then you are met by the previous surroundings that you were in. You get 80 health back to your pool. The mark that you felt previously on Zeke is no longer there. The book that was at your side, the chain turns to like this ash almost, and then the book thuds to the ground as you're falling as well. As you are falling, you don't actually like hit the ground in a thud. There's almost like this gentle energy that's just like letting you down onto the ground. Sets you right. You almost feel like hands are just slightly letting you down onto the ground. At this point, you can see Zeke is still there and was walking towards your body almost to like pick it up, essentially, as you were plummeting towards the ground. He like gets stopped halfway as he's looking. What? That ain't possible.
What do I? Am I like?
It's your turn now.
Do I have anything like in my hands or?
Right now, you still have that blade of light, and then Demon's Bane at your side.
I guess as both my feet gently touch the ground. Thank you, brother. You have freed me from Ferrex. Brandish the blade and charge at him.
All right. Once you do that, you watch him like almost fearfully take like 2 or 3 steps back. This black smoke completely covers him to where he disappears from sight. The blade that you slide forward with that smite, or the kind of crescent arc of it, goes across, slashes into the alleyway, and you don't see him anymore.
Still do a quick, just glance around the surroundings, because I don't know if he's just teleporting to try and
make a perception
make
check.
attack me or something.
Yep.
24.
24, okay. After you do the first slash outward, you look around quickly, look up. The nightmare itself is even like clacking and looking about, kind of picks up a little bit and flies around before it lands back down towards you after about 2 or 3 minutes of looking around. Gets silent. Don't hear or see anything. You are just met by the sounds of the wind inside of the ghost town that you have found yourself in.
So is there just like ashes of where the book was when I came down?
The book is still there. The book is also opened, and there is a page on it if you want to look inside the book.
So the chains became ash?
Yep. To where it is no longer stuck to you at all times.
I reattach it.
Glances at it and nods and picks it up and closes it. Just toss it in his bag for now.
Okay.
Nice. It's in the bag. So just take a moment to collect his thoughts, and then look over at the nightmare and hop on.
It kind of ducks down a little bit for you to jump up onto it.
I'll make the way back to the group.
All right. You're going to fly back across the night sky that is here. look down at your hand, and you no longer feel that kind of hemo magic or whatever it has that you have the affinity to. The control of it is just gone, almost like it's completely left your body. But in that same hand, as you kind of focus and look, there's this kind of dull blue pulse of energy that fills your hand that you kind of squeeze onto and like hold tightly, and you can feel it throughout your entire body, just this warmth. Relief almost.
He just like whispers to himself like, "You were wrong, Zeke. You were wrong."
Eventually, after flying, you make your way back to the group, where most everybody is asleep at this point. Anybody up taking watch? Moldrak. Moldrak being the only one awake, you kind of just like set down with the horse on the outside of where the fire is and like where everybody's sleeping. You would have noticed him like a little bit of a ways out just because of the fire that's in the sky, essentially. You watch the nightmare kind of click down towards where you are, Azrael on its back.
Welcome back. You look, I'm not terrible. But also good.
I feel better than I've ever felt.
So what did the Grand Magus have to say?
Do you unmute everybody?
Oh, I did not.
That's okay. It's not
Yeah.
super important. Oh, wait, I don't want to get stuff muted.
Not a whole lot. Pretty much just, thanks for your service. You'll be paid accordingly.
Well, hopefully we can bring back some more reasonable Dragonborn.
Is there anything about like my appearance that's different?
He has very visible wounds on him. Other than that, like your appearance looks completely the same.
He's just like, shit.
Did you get into a fight?
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you're here. If you want to talk about it, I'll be up for maybe another hour or two.
Came across Zeke.
This is like the strangest place. You wouldn't think to find him.
I think he knew a way to find me.
Like he's tracking you?
Yeah. He made a deal with Ferrix, the new one. One that ends in my death.
Well, you're still here. Did you finish the job?
No, actually, he did.
But you're here. Are you a ghost? Put my hand out, try to touch him.
He's there.
No. He struck me down. And my vision went dark for a second, and I was greeted by Rhinesk.
The Keeper?
Mm-hmm. Told me that my time wasn't out yet. And I don't know what it was. I'm assuming it was the light. It was Cabraxith himself. Pulled me up to this spear, and I grabbed a hold of it, and it's almost like Ferrix was ripped from my body.
Well, for what it's worth, I'm glad you weren't fully struck down. I'm not quite a religious individual, but I'm glad you've found some relationship with Cabraxith.
Me too. finally free.
Because, we all still need you. I don't think we're going to be able to do this without you. Your expertise with demons and, regardless of whether or not, you're connected to Ferrix, you're probably most able to track, identify, kill demons. Thanks for coming back.
I couldn't stay going. There's too much to do.
Yeah. You should get some rest. I just pick some.
Reach my hand out.
No.
For the long.
I pull him in for a hug too.
Then Nightmare just turn into the statue and grab it. Okay.
I just stoke the fire for maybe another hour or two before I wake somebody else up.
Okay. Who are you waking up?
Well, I'll wake up Connor.
Okay.
See if he's rested long enough. Hey, you've been sleeping for a while. Are you all right? Do you need to go back to sleep?
What do you need me to do?
Just sit up and watch the fire. Keep watch.
Yeah. Just it's a headache. I can sit up.
Okay. Well, there's some leftover meat cooking if you want it.
Alright. Connor, if you could, make a perception check for me.
10.
10? Okay. You're doing your best to just kind of look about, but you're really not on edge too much. It's actually pretty nice to have this little bit of a moment of kind of silence. You even feel yourself kind of nodding off every now and then and like kind of waking back up and looking at your surroundings. You read a little bit, then you find the headache kind of gets you the best of you to where you just try to relax, close your eyes a little bit, and you're just listening around more than anything.
Is the night sky visible?
It is.
Can I try to discern where we might be?
So, looking around of where exactly it is you might be, you're probably more on the northeastern portion of the world itself right now. Kind of pinpointing exactly where you may be. You've never really gone this far, like, into the ocean up this way. So you're, like, well beyond where you guys went previously to, like, where those, like, the iron depths are, or whatever that comes off of the top part of Ophelia. You're a pretty good ways up to where you think you, maybe even closer, like, going towards the south side of Ophelia. Like, you're kind of on that border of, like, yeah, like, going over, yeah, as opposed to going straight south. But you have a pretty good idea of where it is you are. And it seems that you're actually heading more like on a south kind of direction at this point, just watching the sky and like where you currently are and how Mizak is moving.
Mm-hmm.
The pace at which he seems to move too isn't like super, super fast. Like he's not like down underwater just going ham. It's just more like these very, very large strokes that cause it to just do this nice, subtle moving kind of pace. You could definitely see how it's very difficult to locate, the island itself.
Mm-hmm.
Also, looking up at the sky, you see that there is this constellation. The constellation itself, let me double check and make sure that I get this right.
Yacht too. The cab's so cool. There you go, big dog.
to you, when you look in the sky, constellations are not quite the same as they are for everybody else. When you look at it, it's more of an actual, like, almost 3D holographic, like, projection of something, as opposed to just a bunch of points in the sky that everybody kind of, like, draws lines through to make some sort of a shape or symbol. As you are looking up, you notice that there are these four kind of very distinct bright stars. There's like two in the center, and then ones at like the top that almost like form like this V, and then towards the bottom that also almost form a V. So it's like dot dot, two dots in the middle, and then a dot and a dot. And then once you look at it, it actually forms to be like this book. You notice to be a symbol for the for Gillian, the essentially arcane deity. Once you look up at it, you can almost kind of feel a strong connection, very similar to just the kind of affinity to the cosmos itself. This is just a little bit stronger. And currently, like, well, normally where you are in the world, you can't really see the constellation from there just because of the way that everything is rotating and the actual stars themselves. Most of the time where you are, the constellations that are more visible, just kind of like distance-wise for you to see, are much more kind of on the southern side of Ophelia. But looking up at this one, this instant kind of, it doesn't like completely make you feel like all better, essentially, like you still have a bit of a headache, but it almost kind of gives you a little bit of strength and power. You stand up and start to kind of walk over towards the edge as you're looking at the book more and more itself. At this point, you can almost like feel like it's talking to you in a way, to some degree. As you're sitting there, kind of staring at it, you hear a voice directly behind you that causes you to turn around. Something, isn't it? You like snap around and look. Once you snap around and look, you are completely thrown off. There's this human individual. He has on these kind of like deep purple robes with these golden kind of details and like tassels and things hanging from it. Seems to be older. He has like this kind of salt and pepper long beard that comes to like a bit of a point, a goatee on the top part of it. His hair is kind of like black and curly and kind of goes over towards the sides. Mr. Kepler, is it? He kind of extends a hand outward.
Yes.
Shakes your hand. Gillian, a pleasure.
Just kind of like a dumbfounding look on his face.
You see this look on his face is just one of just like joy and almost like whimsical, just kind of going with the flow of things. You, my friend, are quite the anomaly. I detected a strong source of power coming from this direction and had to look for what it was. It wasn't hard to tell that it was coming from you.
Damn, we're all weak. Try not to make him show off too much. But when the time comes, we all must show our true sides.
Really well spoken as well. Articulate, intelligent, powerful. I'm sure you don't catch where you come from.
Say that. What are you doing?
Curiosity, more than anything, I'd say. I just had to see whom it was that possessed such power to be able to cast a spell of such high caliber. There's not very many people in the world that can do that. And especially with your specialization of whatever it is that you do. I'm drawn to it in a way. An old friend of mine had a similar affinity to the cosmos.
It's Gillian hitting on Connor.
Who's your friend?
Luntari. Goddess of the moon.
Yeah. Heard of him. Yeah, this is very strange for me.
I can understand. Most people that I have met over the years It's the same response. But I promise you, I'm more human than I am God, to be honest. I miss the simplicity of the world many times and again, but
I may ask you one question. How do you think everything's going here on Zaxria?
I've been around for much darker times, that's for sure. Power is on a scale all the time, tipping one way or the other, good or evil. I've always found myself in the middle, but for being honest, I kind of lean toward the good. I can't imagine living in a world of fire and nastiness everywhere. Doesn't fit me, doesn't suit me well.
Me either.
But the current state of everything, I'd say if you're on the good side, I think you're doing all right. It's been a long time since I've, as I said, detected an amount of power from anyone as I have from you. Well, I think the last time I remember power being like that, it was me before I had ascended to godhood.
You're
Don't get ahead of yourself, though. He kind of does like a smack back.
I'm working on my job, but
I don't have any plans for anything like that.
I can like throw cards.
I understand. It's very different now than it was when I first ascended. When I did, I was I was the first to use arcane magic and find the power of it within Zaxria.
Thanks to you figuring out everything's changed. And I don't know how the world would be without this kind of magic running through it.
I'm glad to hear that. I find myself sometimes doubting my original intent and purpose for everything, because where there is good, there is evil, and arcane magic has been used for evil, but I'd say a lot more good has come from it. And you yourself seem to have a good head on your shoulders, and, well, I wish you nothing but the best in all of this stuff that you have to do here soon.
Thank you.
If I could, a bit of a parting gift, I'd say, for you to use when you need it most. And when I say need it most, I truly mean need it most. Just like a quick flip of his hands to where he's holding this kind of deep purple bead within his fingers. Well, this is a I'll let you figure it out. Goes to reach forward, hands it to you. Need you to make an arcane check, or arcana check.
Double natural ones.
29.
29.
That's a little better than natural ones.
He needed a 30 for this one.
As he hands it to you, you watch him just delicately just like holding it as if it were a bead, places it into your hand, and you almost feel this just like burning sensation in your palm to where you like almost go to drop it, but then you hold it and kind of focus and are able to kind of maintain it. Your hand kind of shaking a little bit. Oh, probably should have let you know. There's a lot of power there, so be careful. When the time comes, you'll know when to use it.
Damn, I thought the arcana check was to figure out what it was, not to fucking be able to hold it.
Ooh. Definitely keep it safe.
I'm sure you will. Well, Connor Kepler, I'm sure this will not be the last time we see each other.
Feeling we will see each other soon.
It's been a pleasure. Reaches his hand out, shakes yours,
Thank you.
gives a smile and a nod. Before there's like this puff of blue and kind of purple smoke, he disappears.
Should have got his number, dude. I think Gilly was trying to slide.
Looks
King
like
of the
back
dragon
up
would
at
be pissed.
the constellation. Kind of like stays my life so far. And he goes back and sits down by the fire.
Okay, the purple bead that you have, as you're going back towards the fire, you can feel this just intense power that is coming from it, essentially. As you're holding it, you kind of look at it. You definitely know that it's not something that you can just, like, put in a pocket and it'll be okay. You sit here and kind of hold it for a little while. It takes some time, probably like a good 2 or 3 hours of you being awake and looking into it and trying to discern exactly what it is. It becomes known to you pretty quickly, essentially what it is. It's very, very, very powerful magic. And the magic that it is, essentially, as you begin to focus on it a bit, when it comes to like levels of magic, like titrating upward, there's always this almost like a threshold that you feel within yourself. Like the 9th level spell that you just cast, something about casting that almost drained your energy almost like fully, and it's because you know that physically you're only capable of so much so that you had to go into an almost like astral type form to be able to do it without essentially, you know, imploding or killing yourself by trying to exert so much energy and magic through yourself as this kind of channel. The bead essentially lets you go beyond that threshold.
I'm about to let you cast a 10th level spell.
At some point or
I got an
another,
idea about when you
with
could
the use of
cast.
this bead, you will be able to cast a 10th level spell. What that spell is and when you'll need to use it, you don't know, but it will be possible. You could even
Just try
cast
it.
like 9th level spells with like ease and no sort of negative effects with it, but it's like a one-time use type of deal where you'll be able to cast a 10th level spell.
If we could save it, we could create our own flying city.
With that, holding it, you know that it's pretty important to try to figure out how to properly have this stored and put away somewhere. Probably on your person, but kept safe in some degree. As if we're to get into the wrong hands, it may be very, very bad.
I'll hold on to it.
Taking one for the team.
Once you discover that, your mind just starts to kind of spin and go places, and then you start to kind of focus and calm yourself down a little bit. You can see the sun in the distance slowly kind of cresting up. The kind of strange, like, it's not like an adrenaline rush, like a combat adrenaline rush, it's just kind of like this almost invigoration of just feelings and emotions and your mind being stimulated, the power that you're kind of holding in your hand. You're able to stay up pretty well throughout the night. You'd already rested fully and had a long rest beforehand, so you're fully rested. You can see the sun kind of starting to come up. You can feel the warmth of it as it slowly starts to actually crest high enough to come down onto the island here. You watch everybody slowly rolling up and getting up. Trelawney is probably the first to wake. As he does, he just gives a nod and walks over towards the fire and kind of sits a little bit closer to it. Ander's next to wake up. As Ander wakes up, he kind of reaches over and taps Zara a couple of times, who like reaches up and smacks him away a couple of times before Ander actually is able to wake him up. Yeah. Moldrak and Azrael wake up moderately
It's
at
actually
the
more
same
like a-
time. You guys all look amongst each other as you all do your kind of morning routines, going through whatever it is you want to do in order to wake up or have to do.
Gotta do my morning stretches.
You no longer have to make rolls when you sleep. At this point, you're going to be pretty much a full paladin. So when you get that time to do that, you will be able to redo your sheet.
We already have a healer. Yeah, that's true.
18 levels of demon slaying paladin.
It's probably a little different, yeah.
There's a little healing in there, though.
Yeah.
It's not like there's
We
no
had a little
healing.
bit. We had a little bit before. You could do lay on hands.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
We have Trelawney.
Do we? No, I'm just, this is just a joke.
You guys are free to do as you wish.
Should we do anything before we go into that portal?
Breakfast.
I don't think I could damage those shadowy creatures. Just so you guys know, like I don't.
Well, you're like rested.
Well,
You are fully rested.
So like I'm gonna be useless. Like I don't.
Yeah,
Unless I have like a weapon that's like, woo, like holy energy. Oh, shit.
That's what we leave.
I mean, I still have the great sword,
What is
but I
that?
also have the axe.
Like holy greatsword, right?
This is like a holy greatsword.
Yeah, we fought demons in the hells with it.
Okay. Maybe I could use that.
your axe also didn't do
What does it do?
Oh.
Is there a card for it?
Yeah.
My cards didn't do anything, but like the extra force damage did it.
I don't technically have greatsword proficiency, but I do have proficiency with mauls, which is not necessarily dissimilar.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to use it.
Okay.
I don't know if it's a martial weapon or what it is. Do you have?
I don't. It
Is it
says I
specific?
don't have proficiency with martial weapons, even though I
Yes.
feel like I should.
It
but-
should pretty much just. I think when I had the intent of making it, it was just for like mauls and warhammers.
Yeah, that's what I have.
It was
on
when he was making it was just so you couldn't use this
Yeah.
greatsword.
Yeah, that's
I'll use the
there.
great
Targeted
sword
for
then.
this moment.
If
Yeah,
my
that's
axe
what it
isn't gonna
was.
work on
Your
it.
axe didn't work. Did the demon's blade didn't work? Or you didn't even use it, did you?
Does anyone notice the like book not on me or anything?
My observation skills are minimal.
I think the only one who probably would be Moldrak just because of his astute perception.
What about sniper eyes over there, dude?
Yeah, here.
I don't think his perception's as good as
passive is 16.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
Only
got
2 higher than
22.
mine.
What has he got? 22 wisdom.
you probably noticed.
Bro got peepers. He probably wouldn't say anything though.
Yeah, he wouldn't really know much about Everell's stuff.
I know. We're planning on going through that portal.
Right, because I don't know if we could get back here. I guess we could.
We would. We can get back here.
Okay.
Both Chelonia and I have.
Well, that's true. Yeah, I'm just concerned because I'm not going to be. If we need to fight anything, like I wasn't doing any damage to those creatures.
Its sole purpose, destroying demons.
Yeah, I don't have anything that can aid you there.
Well, could
Can
we?
you, can you give yourself like force damage?
No, I don't think so.
I also.
Oh, you know what?
the-
Actually, I think I did just get a thing that does force damage. But the problem is, I can only do it for 3 rounds twice a day.
Yeah,
Maybe not.
Zar's fire breath went through them as well.
Yeah.
And his lightning.
Oh, I thought the lightning did it.
Did it?
I thought both the lightning and the thunder didn't affect them.
Yeah, I thought that's how. Did the
The only thing you remember seeing was the force damage and radiant damage that actually hurt them.
Right.
Oh yeah, we didn't even get to the fire breath weapon, do we? I think we got rid of them before.
breath weapon.
Somebody
Yeah,
did
it was,
fire damage at one point.
it was the lightning breath weapon. I do force damage. And I think he missed doing the fire damage, so we're not sure.
Is there any way we could go to Arcanoria before we?
I don't know how we would get back here.
I thought you guys just said you had a way back.
I
How does-
mean,
how does-
from another plane.
How does Chelonia's staff work? Is it only plane shift?
No, you
No,
can
it's like
go-
a beacon.
yeah.
Does he have to spend like time somewhere?
Mhm.
How
Yeah,
long?
it gets tethered.
It's
I think it's
got- oh,
8
that's
hours.
the wrong one.
8 hours?
Yeah.
Could have done it while we were sleeping.
Yep, 8 hours attuned to a place.
You could just attune here and then we teleport back that way?
I think, I mean, as long as he's fine with that, yeah.
I was able to kind of figure out where we are in the world right now.
Okay. Are we like super far away from everywhere else?
Kind of.
Okay.
Or more like northeastern, probably farther than the Iron Depths.
Okay, northeast of Ophelia?
Yeah.
Okay. else need? I mean, you have your great sword. You can use that.
It's a strange. No.
What kind of damage does that guy do? Just physical? Children?
Well, his fists count
like
as magical
magical.
weapons, but
Doesn't his,
I like
like,
that.
They
isn't his
will,
bonus
like-
like
but it's
force
just
damage
normal
when he does the
bludgeoning.
tap tap?
Yeah, because all of our the
Um,
magical weapons didn't.
Oh yeah,
that's
that's considered like force damage when he does that.
What
That's
is-
if he lands 2 consecutive hits, like his 2
he does
attacks,
extra.
he does extra damage equal to his monk level in force damage.
But the punches don't do anything. Okay. We gotta enchant his fucking hands, dude.
My returning hammer doesn't do force damage, does it?
I think it
It's just
does.
normal damage.
So were those things like easily killed once you hit them?
But yeah, I think I'm gonna need to.
They took a lot of damage from like radiant.
I mean, I think I'm
When I
gonna.
say a lot, it seemed to really hurt them.
Either gonna need a new weapon or to get mine enchanted.
Maybe 2 or 4 times as much as they were.
So you had to put a number on it.
And you have to quantify these things as arboracts.
Right.
You didn't do that if you remember.
I was awake for like 3 days straight.
That's tough.
I remember getting here, but some of the details are blurry. All I
I
know,
will say though, with Chelonia's staff,
This turn.
yeah, the ability on that for the like sanctuary thing or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying, where he attunes to a place and like,
Yep.
you're not too sure on like something. You don't think it's 100% sure that it'll actually work because of some sort of barrier magically, like an anti-magic shell or something, or like teleportation shell around Azeron itself that kind of restricts people to just pop in and out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like there's almost like a security setup, and you're not sure if that will work through it,
Gotcha.
or any sort of magic other than magic that is specific to teleporting to here.
Well,
As if there's a certain sequence of runes or whatever it is.
you guys could wait
Well,
here,
there-
and I could go back to the keep
Well,
and
there's
have
a.
him teleport me again.
We could do that. We could go back to the town here. And I know this sounds terrible. There's shops with magical items.
I didn't even think of that. I know we would
You
be.
just borrow
We could
it.
leave money, or we could just borrow it and bring it back.
We
I don't
are-
want to do anything you don't feel comfortable with.
We
It's
are
your-
using. We would
it's
be
your
using
place.
their items to save them, though. So like,
That's true, I guess. I didn't think of that.
What kind of magical items those are? I have no idea.
I don't know.
you got any idea?
'Cause
whatever
his
you want,
family owned
probably.
a magical item shop.
Your family owned a magical item shop?
My father enchanted jewelry.
Oh. Well, I don't know if jewelry will work. Maybe it will. This is
Just a thought. I will say
doesn't do any damage.
I don't know how long the stuff will stay in that portal, or if it'll start seeping out again.
Right, that's what I'm. We should probably be as quick as possible going in. Maybe going back there would be the quickest option. How long did it?
How do we get back here after we go in the portal?
Well, I don't know.
Because we can't teleport back here,
Well,
or we
here
might not be able to.
Right, how do we
We
get all
can-
the?
we can get back to Ophelia or somewhere in Zaxria.
No, we could go back to the keep and get back here because it shouldn't be like a rush.
What about all the
That's what,
Dragonborn?
that's what I'm concerned about. They're just gonna either be sent back to Ophelia. Like, how do we get them all out? Because I think this right now is only one way.
Yeah.
It could be.
We should, if we're going back to the place anyways to look for, if the city to look for magical items, we should speak to the Grand Magus again and be like, how are we getting all your citizens out? Because likely the portal over there is one way.
Well, the way that he talked with us before, I think he's gonna say that's our problem.
Well, it's gonna be his problem, so, because we don't have a way to transport an entire city of people.
We don't.
So I think we need to go back anyways, unfortunately, even though it's gonna take us a bit.
Didn't you talk to him last night?
We
What did he say?
Said we were hired
Go
thugs.
fuck yourselves, pretty much. He'll pay you.
before we leave here, should we talk to the dragon turtle and see if he knows any about the teleportation thing?
Oh,
Do they have anything?
maybe.
Like maybe it's him and not.
He might know, yeah. Do you think? Well, I guess you haven't really talked to him. Okay, we should talk to him, yeah. Well, maybe we shouldn't call him until we're ready to go, though. I don't know.
What else we gotta do?
Just go get a weapon, talk to the Grand Magus.
Well, I guess it's fair. We do have to come here to teleport.
Yeah, it's on his head.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or maybe he can teach you, how to bypass the teleporty barrier thing, so that when we shift over, we can come back here.
We'll see. We'll talk to him.
Yeah,
before we
we
leave.
should start going. It's a walk.
Yeah.
Do we want Chelonia to stay here and start doing the teleport thing, or do we want to do that back, just in case we
I'm
can
not-
use it?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it will end up working with some sort of resistance or whatever.
Well, either way, I'm gonna start walking back.
Yeah. We can walk and talk.
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt to at least just put it here just in case it works.
Yeah, I mean, if that was the case, we could have had him do it last night, too.
I know the plan is to go in there and try to take out the portal and save the citizens, but if things do come down to it, I feel like we have to get out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we can really afford to lose anybody else.
Yeah, I think, priority one, save as many of the Dragonborn citizens as we can. Priority two, close the portal, but they're pretty equal, because if we don't close the portal, then they're in danger again, even if they leave. But if we have to leave, we have to leave.
We are making our way back to the
Okay.
market, if you didn't.
Just so we can get through stuff that I want to get through, because we're not going to be able to have as much long of a session today. We'll kind of make this brief.
Yeah.
For you going to see Grand Magus Soar, it pretty much boils down to him telling you that once the people are of sane mind, they can get themselves back.
Okay.
As for the stores, you guys can roll investigation checks for me if you are
Would I
going through and looking.
have any advantage to find a store to make this faster?
I'd say because of you living here, you know which stores to go to, which is allowing everybody to actually, look through instead of searching the whole city,
Yeah.
the whole market district. You're okay, let's go to these 4 or 5 places and
Oh, we all can.
get what we can.
Well, what's your bonus?
Investigation.
Is it just one of us, or
Everybody can roll one individually if you
Okay.
want an item.
Can I just give him advantage?
Yes.
Okay.
Except I want an item. I always want items.
22.
I'm not gonna find shit anyway.
24.
Oh, sick.
I blame it on my inability to understand anything.
I'm gonna use a luck. Fuck it.
What'd you get?
2.
2? And you're using a
Other than
luck?
Blood.
You know where we're going today?
I got 2 of them. I got a 6 anyway, so the luck really.
Yeah, I got 5. It's alright.
You're unable to really find anything. You just kind of get distracted and just start grabbing shit and looking at it and trying to figure out what it is exactly.
What do you think about this?
Use that.
What'd you get?
6.
6.
Yeah,
I'm
some of
looking at
these
the
are
same
pretty
things
cool.
you are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey, you
those are
see,
pretty cool.
You see this thing, man?
Yeah, that's so weird.
I bet this does. It'll fuck something up, right?
It definitely would.
It's like a broom or something.
It's got to be magic, right?
As for you, Connor, you don't really find anything that would be like tailored to you to work.
I didn't want anything for me. I was.
But for like Moldrak, you do find you actually are in some sort of like a blacksmithing shop and find this hammer that's in there. The hammer itself, I'll just give you the gist of what it does essentially. I have this hammer here, and I'm essentially thinking it's going to be what this is. It's a hammer of smithing.
Oh.
So I'm going to give you this. You can essentially do everything on there, and then additionally, when you deal damage with it, it's an additional D10 of force damage.
What about something like this, Moldrak? It's some sort of smithing hammer. Yeah, I think it should do some extra, like forceful damage to the creature.
Cut the time in half. That's nuts.
What do you think this?
So essentially, it's just like a very powerful smithing hammer.
Yeah.
That
Probably
You think
poke
it's
them
I'm
like-
just,
too.
I'm just
You
kind
can
of
poke
adding
at
the
it.
force damage
To
on it
this end
because
over
it's
here, but it's like
being like a stronger hit
Got the
with like
bristles
less,
on it?
actual exertion.
Yeah.
you think
So
if
an
we
additional
were,
D10 for every attack.
you think
use
like
with
we
that.
like
Okay, so for the
brush it
purposes
across them or
of,
something, or like rip
is
their
it
skin off?
like Warhammer stats?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Or is it gonna like it's like flint and steel? You'll
I lose a little bit to
Right,
hit bonus, but
start
I'm
a
not
fire.
super
Light 'em
worried
on
about
fire?
that. I'm
or do
still
you
at a
just
base
or if I
12
like
to hit.
hit them
so-
with it, it's like 10,000 daggers.
That's
You rolled a 20,
2,000.
22. Okay.
How do you
Looking
feel
around in most of the
It's
shops,
kinda
none
sharp.
of the actual like
1,000 daggers, maybe.
items, like not items,
You
but
think
like
so? I think
weapons,
so.
really stand out because most of them are like staffs or wands, maybe the occasional like sword. But
And a
for
shotgun.
the most part, everything is
Fire
jewelry
strike.
based to a degree. I don't know if you want to go to your parents and pillage inside of there.
I don't. Okay, so here's
Well-
my justification. I don't want to go there because my family's not there, and it's gonna make me sad / angry.
Okay.
So
got it.
I'm
So you're not there.
pretending it
But-
doesn't exist.
Got it. You do find another smaller, less well-known kind of enchanted jewelry shop that Czar kind of can direct you to. Once inside, there are rings in there, amulets, whatever it may be.
all their shit.
Most of them, anytime you do spell damage, adds additional force damage. And you would discover this with the help of Connor. So for you, I'd say it tailors more towards any sort of like spell damage that you deal will deal additional force damage. There isn't really anything for like additional just damage with any sort of other attacks. So even when you use a Divine Smite, it would do additional force damage on top of that. I'll type you up a ring for it too. Would it just do like an extra D6 of force?
You find
damage
2 of
every
those,
time you do
or
a spell?
like?
Let me hear these spells for.
I only have a fire resistant ring.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna help
For
us here.
clarification here, this additional effect, is that like I choose if it happens or not?
Right.
Okay.
So like when you hit, you're like, okay, instead of doing damage, I'm going to reduce the AC,
Okay.
as opposed to just doing damage and then
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
I gotcha. All right.
With that though, you guys kind of gather up whatever it is that you have and can use. Most everything else, a lot of stuff that is enchanted here is tailored a lot more towards the arcane and also just helping with regular day-to-day stuff. So there's really not too much that you
I need the
find
day-to-day
that's
stuff.
helpful.
I need to.
I need my magical broom, dog.
I will say though, you have like a 26 or something. 24. Okay.
It's a natural 19. That's fine.
There is a scroll shop like that you find. There is
Scroll of
very basic like
obliteration.
spells of everything. Like how to word this?
You said scrolls of obliteration.
It's pretty much just like
5
Round 2.
very basic spells that you would find normally, like a thunder wave, but instead of it just being a thunder wave, like it's like thunder wave, fire wave, Force Wave. Like there's just like variations of the spell itself. Like everything's just kind of like tailored to that. So, you know, on average, these scrolls are very, very expensive. So I mean, you can take literally whatever you want. But in regards to
they owe
morality,
They
Well,
owe
just leave them like 10 gold. It's like pretty much even.
All right.
most of what you find is
they don't
like
have gold here.
scroll,
Just
like
leave it
a
10.
everything. The three things that you find that seem like they would actually be useful that you could take like the force variation of it would be like the force wave, a force ball, which is like a fireball but it's force damage, and then like a force bolt essentially, which is like a lightning bolt but force damage instead.
Oh, you can't, like with your transmutation thing, you can't turn the spell's damage to force, can you?
No, it's elemental.
Yeah. I say take those.
Did you have something? Mark?
I had a question.
Okay.
Is the general population against intermingling, or is it just like the higher up people in Azeroth?
Growing up, you definitely had. I don't really want to call it propaganda, but you
There was
kinda-
propaganda, Barry.
kind of brought up in that
Everybody
way.
other than Dragonborn are bad.
In a way, you kind of were. You saw it growing up, but never really gave into like the you are the like higher class like society type deal, and you know like most like your way of living is above others. There was never really like a hate aspect to it. It was just more like what we do here is better, so why would you want to live like that elsewhere?
Okay.
There are a lot of people that are in Azeroth that will travel and leave, and
Yeah,
they'll come
yeah.
back and forth. But most of the time when they do it, it's business related or whatever it may be. But for the most part, I'd say like you know they're fine with other races.
I was just concerned that if he were to take something and then somebody finds out, like, you stole my scroll, you filthy human, I'll
Right.
fucking kill
It's
you.
more.
We're already at war.
You're pretty confident that everybody's pretty cool with you.
Yeah, I'm just saying, bro.
Pulls out a little bead.
I knew this was coming.
He just vanishes from existence.
Just some like 80-year-old
He's like,
woman.
he's like, who do I owe?
Jesus.
All right. Is
worth
there-
the use.
Pulled out the infinite dimension.
True.
anything else you guys want to do? You can flip that back to the normal scene too.
I'm just gonna tune myself to
the
this great act.
Yo, the broom.
You missed the conversation. I was trying to figure out how the broom works.
Yeah.
I was like, if I hit him with it, is it like 10,000 daggers at once from all the bristles? Or maybe if I rub it against their skin, it'll just wipe their skin off.
So, this scroll shop has a lot of things in here that might be helpful. But,
Okay. Can you like learn the spells and then leave them, or do you gotta take them with you?
with these, probably any one of us could cast. Maybe not Stargrass, but
I don't know what you mean by that.
You really called your eyes out.
With a successful arcane check, you can cast it. It's essentially 10 plus the spell's level. That's the DC.
I have negative arcane.
I only have +1.
I got
Like said,
+1 too.
Probably not Stargrass. But
I think if you were to just take what you need, nothing else. I think,
okay.
assuming we
And then whatever
successfully,
we don't use, return.
I think maybe.
Because these do vanish upon use.
Well, think
So
about it
that's
like
what
this:
Tony has a +7.
if we don't,
I believe so, yeah, with this because he's proficient.
if we don't use these, the odds of survival for everyone involved is significantly lower, right?
Exactly.
So they'll just have to get the fuck over it.
Okay.
And there's no chance you can add those to your spell book?
Correct.
Okay.
Why are you a wizard?
I'm
dude?
assuming the
He's
owner
not.
of the shop
That's what I'm saying. Why wasn't
can
he?
make these, and it might take a lot of time and effort, but
There is a, like, price tag essentially in front of it, like a plaque. So for
It'll black.
10K.
yeah, the thunder wave is like 2,500 for like
That's
each
cheap.
variation, right? So like 2,500 for each scroll. The base thunder wave one is like 1,000 or something. Then you get over to like the the lightning bolt variations and the fireball variations, and you're like, it's like 5,000 to
Oh,
6,000
I take,
per scroll.
I take some pages out of my notebook. IOU, and I roll them up and I
Keepers.
leave them in the places where the scrolls were.
But write somebody else's name. That's. Not
I didn't
mine.
write a name. I just wrote IOU.
It's like Grand Magic Zor on them.
Yeah. Send Bill to Grand Magisor, and then I write, and then
Honestly,
I put
fuck that guy. Let's do it.
Yeah.
There's 3 of the force waves. There's 4 of the force,
Take 'em all.
like the force balls.
Grand
and then
Magisor's
2
paying the
of
bill.
The force bolts.
We saved all your people, but you do owe them 10 or 100,000 gold.
I have like a scroll
gonna
bag
be
in here too that I could just throw them in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Perfect.
Now I look like Nicolas Cage and I just steal it.
Declaration.
True.
What an analogy.
Connor.
Your mind
I think
got
Connor's got
so
a-
fast.
I
too.
think Connor's got a little more drip than Nick Cage. But
Yeah.
All right. What's the plan now?
Oh wait. Yeah.
To the turt's head, dude.
So
To the turt head.
since everyone can get back on their own supposedly,
Yeah, apparently.
I'd say it's not really an issue on us just going back to Arcanoria,
Yeah.
which is where we already have our
Our
depending who we
return
find, they might.
station.
return set too.
Yeah.
They-
What?
Depending who we find, they might be able to help us return back here.
Right, someone
Yeah.
else. Maybe another one of the
Yeah, I would
council
imagine-
members who are more
Yeah, I was gonna say I would imagine
understandable than
he's not the only high level spellcaster.
Well, he can choose to stay ignorant due to the fact that he's not suffering like the rest of them.
Yeah.
So maybe a swift kick in the balls would do him some good.
Yeah.
tries to say they can't move it, but try to tell them.
Alright, I'm gonna unequip my poison
Mind Dragon
amulet
Balls.
and
What?
attune to the hammer.
He's not using the axe. It seems so sad. It's not like it's gonna work anyway.
Does my armor require attunement?
Adamantine?
I don't know.
think so.
Which is probably not, but I feel like I could like bless anything. My powers that
Oh.
I'm strong.
I mean, yeah, I'd say you're pretty close to. Depends on what exactly it is that you want to be doing.
And just like there's items and
And I mean, you are an 18th level paladin now, so I don't know if there are spells that.
Yeah. I'm looking.
I feel like there are spells that you can
Yeah,
bless weapons with.
Holy weapon or something.
I can always bless up.
And I think isn't there just like the spell bless, or is that just
First
your
level.
D4 for saving throws?
Yeah.
5th level spell, holy weapon. That's one. There's probably some magic weapon.
Adamantine's just weird.
Oh, that gives a plus. Oh, that doesn't give force damage though, or radiant damage. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think unless it's a spell,
Elemental weapon.
probably wouldn't be able to. I get what you're trying to do.
Star person.
Chicken nuggets and candy, dude. What a diet there.
That's a wonderful lunch.
Killing it.
In all the food groups.
all the food groups.
Just destroying everybody's ears in the process.
You're right.
Yeah, you brought it to
I'm
it
so
too.
sorry.
Just like,
That's okay. They'll be fine.
Anything else anybody is doing?
Oh. Just attune into the hammer, getting used to the weight while I walk.
It's very, 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 very light.
I feel like I could break this.
Yeah, like it.
does he unlock a whirlwind attack now he has a lighter hammer?
The fucking hammer.
I gotta fly after it, guys.
Pull out your other hammer to catch that hammer.
At this point, you guys have made it back to where Miyazak's head is, under the water, and you know how to get down to get into the portal as well.
Okay, so somebody's got to say it in Draconic.
Trelawney.
I can say it. I speak the language.
Go for it then.
I don't know what I have to say, but I'll say it.
You just say Mizek's name.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, that's pretty good.
It's me, Zach, and Draconic.
Yeah. Pops out of the water.
You were right.
The island seems to kind of slow down, like you can kind of feel it in your stomach. You see in the water, as it's raising up, the large head of Mizek. The water like rolling off the sides of it like a waterfall. Kind of turns his head around to look. Can't really do like a full 360, but where you are, he's kind of turned looking. You watch him kind of take one of the fins and like lift it up towards his head and then like kind of duck down. As he does, it's kind of like him gesturing for you to step onto his head, and then he like turns it over towards the side. There's probably like a good 1.5 foot or so gap where you have to like reach your foot across or jump, but you are able to get onto his head to get into the portal.
Just reach your foot across, dude. That's like half my height, dude. That's a whole lot of jump.
Before I go in the portal, I'll kind of kneel down and like rub his head a little bit and tell him thank you, and that we'll be back.
Give him a little kiss.
That's what
Tuck
the
him
whole
in.
pat was for, dude.
As we're going through here, remember we can't stay in this place for very long.
Yeah, or we'll go crazy. Maybe we should have done something to ward ourselves against the spooky shadows.
I feel like at this point it's a little too late.
Yep, we've stepped through.
So should
My
we
mind
just,
is
like,
fortified.
Just try to stay close to each other and not trip.
So we go in and just try to figure out what's happening as fast as possible?
Pretty much. It's gonna be very dark.
Yeah. Will a torch do anything? Probably not. Like, when your guys' light spells work? Should we do it beforehand?
What?
Like a light spell beforehand?
Do you
So,
think
like,
it'll be dark?
Insanely dark.
like maybe magical light? I guess it didn't. Did it do anything?
Well, we can.
You think dark vision will work?
Are we gonna be able to see each other? Should we tie a rope around each of us?
It's too late.
Too late.
If you wanted to, everybody went in.
I don't know. We can tie ropes around each
I was
other.
gonna say, if you want to preemptively do stuff, you totally can.
Rope idea or no? Just in case it's so dark we can't see each other and then we get lost and then some of us who are smaller and we can't really tell and find anybody and we can't really move as fast as everybody else get stuck and then
I'm just like suddenly
Yeah, sure.
gonna know like 20 spells now, so I just like woke up and I'm like, yeah, I can do all this.
He's like, whoa!
I
was sleeping on this the whole time?
When you do it, it'll just kind of be like, in the moment, you trying to just like manifest that energy in some way while also still learning how to actually be a paladin. So it's not gonna be like this super proficient like if you, I think you can cast daylight as a paladin. Yeah, and say like you just instantly are like, and there's daylight. It's gonna be like this really focused. You'll be able to do it.
It's like flashlight, not daylight.
Yeah. Nightlight.
So this hammer, guys, not right now, obviously, we're in a different dimension, but for any smithing, I can cut the time in half for whatever I'm trying to make.
oh, just start making shit. Why were you going to save the dragonborn?
Might have to keep this one. That's all I'm saying.
Alright, so wait. If we're worried about it being too dark, what's the plan if we just go in there and we can't see anything? Do we
Well-
just go in one direction?
We'll figure it out, I think.
Are we doing the rope thing?
Yeah, we can do the rope thing.
Okay, cool.
I hope a bunch of people are looking at us and they laugh.
We walk in.
We like it's just bright as hell.
All the
dragonborn are in a circle around
We have a
us.
ton of bright lights.
How are you guys tying off to one another?
I'm going to go first. Actually, me or Zarvax first, probably.
Tied around them.
Should you be at one end and me at the other? So we can kind of hold it down. Yeah,
If
beautiful.
someone comes and swoops Xander up out of the middle, we can kind of hunker down.
Yank it back down.
Fucking rip Xander in half.
Holy shit! Just
Yeah,
a roll,
worth
bro.
it.
He runs one way, you're in the middle.
All right, well, I'll be in
All right, let's not tie the
if,
rope around.
if you want to go in
We
first,
find
I can.
slip
I'll be in
knots,
the
not
back.
regular knots, so it just gets tighter.
Okay, so you're doing like a straight line.
Yeah. We'll go around my waist.
I'm gonna be in the back. He's gonna be in the front.
I'm gonna be in the middle.
I have a 50-foot rope.
Just put us
That's the
four
rope.
in the middle somewhere.
I have 90 feet of rope as well, so we have enough.
You can put us however you want to kill us. It's just
yeah, it's
like
a good order.
Who's behind Czar?
I'll be behind him.
Nobody wants to be
Not in the
behind.
I'll be
middle?
up at the front. So I'm feeling like.
Yeah, put him in front of me. Yeah, put it on us. So I
And
like
then
that.
Connor, and then
like
Chelonia,
Renash
and then
right
me.
Okay. Straight line, everybody tied off like this. You can. How much rope is between everybody? Whose rope are we
5
using?
feet.
Do we have this much rope?
I have 90 feet, and he
I
has
have
50 feet. So
He also
we have
has a bunch of
we have a
rope.
total of like well over 100.
Okay, so like 5 feet of rope between everybody.
yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say so.
So you can kind of walk a little freely,
move
as long
around.
as you don't start trying to like
Yeah.
wrap around each other.
Probably
All right, so you can like walk side by side if you wanted to.
5 to 10 feet between each
10,
person.
10 per person or something like that.
All right. This is the order walking in.
This portal's just like you step through and you fall.
Being in phase of the moon, I am going
The
to
little girls are back, dude. The little girls are back.
activate it and get dark vision for,
Okay.
I think it's an hour.
All right.
Classic
Anything.
laugh.
This is everybody's last chance to do something
Last
before you walk in.
2 hours.
Are you doing anything?
You guys think we're gonna need water
No,
walking in here?
So I'm actually doing anything before you come here.
I'm dead
Checking my
intent on
spells,
saving my
checking
family.
spells.
Do anything?
No. Yes.
He's got to figure out what the fuck he's doing. He just learned 30 spells.
Moldrak, are you doing anything before the
Billy's
I'll.
like, you guys are forgetting something, and you're gonna regret it.
I'm just gonna cast resistance on myself. It's just a cantrip. I did attune to my weapon while we were walking.
Anything you're doing besides the dark vision? Okay. All right. You make your way in to absolute darkness.
Hey, cool.
Sounds begin to fill your ears instantly once more, almost to the point where it is deafening, and you can't really
Put your
hear
ear muffs on, guys.
anything other than what is going on around you.
Guys, I kind of like it.
It is pitch black. Those of you with dark vision can only see probably like 20 feet in front of you, 30 maybe.
Imagine having dark
Those of
vision.
you without it are pretty much blind.
Guys, I'm
You
squinting
can
in the dark
see
here.
shapes. So for those of you, like you can probably only see maybe 8 or so feet in front of you. So for like the people you're tied to, like if you look in front, you can see who's there. If you look behind you, you can kind of see who's there. You can't make out features very well. There are no like things in the distance that you can see. It's just this darkness that keeps occurring and going on.
Somebody's gonna
moving
get swapped
forward.
out in a rope
Aside
thing.
from
We're not
like
even gonna know.
the creepiness, can we hear any like things moving around in the near distance?
Make a perception check.
27.
Hey, Moldrak should have been in
That
the
dice
front.
landed and did like a 360. It was kind of cool.
I heard something moving.
There are a lot of shit going on.
I still hear it.
You hear it.
I do hear it. Can I pinpoint a direction?
Once you start to try to listen, it goes away.
Fuck. I'm
What the
gonna
fuck are we doing here?
really quickly just like do like one globe of dancing lights and then snuff it out really quick to see if it brightens the area.
Okay. You cause the globe to manifest. I'd say if anything, it gives you, well, for you having dark vision, it doesn't extend where you can see anymore. But for everybody who's kind of closer to that, like for, well, I guess the back doesn't really affect it too much. Like Connor can see a little bit better towards the back if he didn't have the dark vision that he has.
Okay, but I just put it out then.
Yeah. Like you can kind of tell that it doesn't seem to like expand beyond what you can see. It only has like this finite amount of light that it's giving off. And honestly, like all of the magical light that seems to, or that you've just used, like if it's 30 feet, it doesn't shrink it to like half that. It just seems like it only goes out so far. Like it's only going like 5 feet or so out, if that.
Okay. Thank goodness.
What is the plan?
What's the plan, guys?
Just walk.
We walk?
Just walk
Where
straight.
to? Could we? Oh, we haven't. Maybe we should try to. I guess it wouldn't do us any good. I was gonna say maybe we should try to use the mirror to see if we can find your parents now.
Very quickly. You're good like 50 feet away from where Zarbrax is.
Oh, okay.
So like
Can we do a circle?
you're only able to communicate with, unless you do a circle. But like if you're walking in a straight line, like you're only able to communicate with Azrael and Ander,
Okay.
and then Azrael can only communicate with. Oh wait, sorry, I'm backwards. You can only talk to Chelonia and Connor,
Okay.
and then
Gotcha.
Zar can really only talk to Azrael and Ander, and then Azrael can really only talk to like within like 2 people of
Oh
himself.
boy, we're playing telephone. Let's just
But if you just kind of like group up and like if you're in the back and you just walk over towards the front,
just group up. For
you're
a
gonna
second.
kind of start pulling people, and then they're like, "Oh, like what the fuck am I going this way?" And then you just kind of like do one of these
Yeah.
numbers,
I
and
just
then you
make
get
people
next to
circle
Zarbrax.
around, yeah.
And now I'm in the back.
You can make like a weird.
We could do a 2x2 like this.
Weird like shape like this,
Maybe-
so that you're still in the middle. Okay, so now that we're here, we don't really know where we're going, but maybe we can use the mirror to try and see where your parents are at.
I guess if we can see anything.
Okay. I mean, if we could get any discerning details, it might help. Not that we can know where anything is, but maybe we can find something to help us.
I'll try. Scry into the mirror.
All right, looking for.
La Faja.
All right.
Oh, nice.
Once you look into the mirror, you need like a little bit of light to see better into it, and you let somebody know and they're able to do so. As you're looking at it, it very quickly turns from a reflection into an actual like lens essentially, like that you're looking through to where you can see your dad. He is in his like kind of normal clothes, looks to be a little dirtied, and he's just like looking straight forward and just walking.
Fuck.
Can't make out where he is because it's just surrounded by darkness. But you do see around him more Dragonborn that are just kind of like walking right next to him doing the same.
And we can see this, right?
In the mirror, like if he's holding it, yeah.
Well, they're not going. They're not to where they're going yet, so that's good. So I think we need to just, I don't know, try to find which direction they're going and go.
I don't know how we do that.
I don't either. Oh.
Go straight. Can't you guys like detect presences or something sometimes?
I don't think I can. Maybe
Yeah,
I
sorry, I
can.
was reading.
Can you
I can try to commune with nature.
can you
but
detect evil things? Or
This doesn't
good
feel very-
things?
Very natural.
I'll do the, was it the,
5 cents?
yeah, 5 cents.
Okay.
Surrounded. Completely.
Surrounded by fiends. The ground is desecrated.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked right now.
Well, yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I mean we're in,
You're right.
we're in a portal.
They're
Battle
everywhere.
You can't
Any-
locate people.
Did you only find bad things, no good things?
No good thing.
No good things.
Could we see any objects that he was carrying?
Was
Or
he-
like his
Just walking.
He doesn't carry
wearing like a
anything.
shirt.
He was wearing his
shirt's an
regular
object.
clothes.
A lot of shirts. You're wearing a shirt. I'm
Yeah, but
wearing
you
a shirt.
you saw it though. You know what it looks like.
You think the fiends are wearing shirts?
They might.
I don't know. We should.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
Was he wearing any jewelry?
That you
I
can
look-
see? No.
Can I see, if I start looking around on the ground, can I see any footprints or anything?
The ground that you kind of go to look down at,
Yeah.
you can see that you can't really see your feet.
Okay.
And like as you go like down, you kind of push. There's like this smoke that disappears. It's this kind of like very bumpy, rocky surface that's very, very hard. It doesn't look like there's any sort of indents or footprints in it.
No dust prints or anything? Well, I can send, I mean, I don't know if it'll work, but I can kind of use dancing lights like a line outward to scan around, but again, it might just be cut off by the darkness. If we want to take
Didn't
10...
we get the darkness to repel away from us before somehow?
I don't know. Did we?
I thought there was something where when we were walking through the city that something happened and the darkness didn't come near.
I don't remember. Bright light, maybe?
It was like trying to stay away from us, so we wouldn't notice it. I can try to
Do we hear that sound? Can I discern a direction? I think we should start walking towards that ringing sound.
Do you know which way that is?
I'm gonna guess. I think it's that way.
Seems right.
Let's go. Maybe we should stay kind of side by side
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, it's
instead of a straight line.
yeah, like in like a smaller group, more tight knit.
Connor and Andrew back there.
Yeah, they're right.
I'm here.
Can't really see you very well. Just making sure. Andrew's been unreasonably quiet.
A little scared.
I have that aura of courage now, so anyone within 30 feet can't be frightened.
Not that scared.
Just a little bit though.
Oh,
Let's get
this
moving.
just, I guess, lasts for an indefinite amount of time.
What does?
Had lunch. This is
On the
terrible.
Amulet of Elemental Mastery, you choose a number of willing creatures equal to your spellcasting modifier. Each creature has a wisp-like orb of fire that follows them. The wisp can shed light from 5 feet of dim light to 20 feet of bright light chosen by the person the wisp is following. I could do that on 4 people, and then they could, well, I don't know if we want to shed bright
I
light.
was gonna say that's kind of like a beacon.
Yeah, but it also might keep shadow away.
Shadows here?
20 feet. No.
Where was
He might be here. I don't know.
Not in good shape if he is. Rest in peace, dude.
What do you mean? He blends right in.
Now that he's back, I need everybody to make a wisdom saving throw.
This guy.
to walk out again?
Yeah, leave.
Yeah.
Get the bug out.
Yeah.
Everyone gets an extra +1 on saving throws because of me, too.
Sick.
Oh, and I have my
Charisma isn't
resistance.
very high right now.
Add a D4.
Wisdom saves are easy, dude.
They are?
Yep.
Huh. Could have fooled me. You can just leave yourself muted.
Nah. People want to laugh, you know what I mean?
Do I get anything from this armor or magic? I have advantage on saving throws against spells and magical effects. Spell attacks have disadvantage against me.
Extra +1?
That is what he
Yeah.
said.
Everybody gets a +1.
What'd you get?
What'd you get?
No, what'd you get?
No, what'd you
17?
get?
No, tell me what you got, and then I'll tell
You
you.
got something that I got.
Maybe.
I got 19.
I'm gonna say 17 or 18, but I
You
could
say
be wrong.
7?
18.
Okay, 19, yeah.
I really need to get my charisma.
3, 18 is 22 plus 10, 32.
Bro started with a 3 and I got nervous.
16?
So we roll for Jelani.
Yeah, I did. 23.
You can hear this like chime in the distance that you're just like walking towards. Sometimes when it rings, you feel like you may have like veered off the path, so you kind of correct yourself a little bit, but then it dings again and you pull yourself around. You kind of feel like you're walking in circles, but the sound is, it's the same like level of loudness every time, if that makes sense. Like it doesn't sound like it's getting closer, it doesn't sound like it's getting further, but you can see, like still hear the direction of where it's coming from, and where you feel like if you keep walking that way, it's going to get closer. You can hear these like gurgles and growls and this kind of guttural noises, the sounds of stuff sliding against the surface. You can hear laughter, little kids talking in the darkness. You can hear footsteps. You start hearing your own heartbeat every now and then as you feel like something is like around you immediately, and you know by means of the divine sense that you're pretty much surrounded by fiends at any given moment.
Nice.
Every now and then in the darkness you feel like you see a silhouette move, and the feeling you kind of understand probably isn't a feeling. You probably really did just see something there. You're in a place where you can feel that madness is prevalent. Madness is what is king here.
This is mad.
And it's in such a way that what you're looking at and seeing and hearing makes you feel mad, but it's almost such a reality that you don't feel crazy.
I'm big man.
I mean, do we care about the bright light if we're already surrounded by fiends?
Well, they might be more attracted to it. Than
Are we
whatever.
trying to be stealthy like they don't already know we're here?
You know,
I guess you're
I think it makes more sense just to light the bitch up.
It might prevent
They might
our
avoid us more
madness.
also. Yeah.
Alright. I'm gonna do the wisp thing for a charge of my mastery amulet.
Okay.
So I can do up to 4 creatures. So I'll do. Are we still walking in a line, or have we changed formation?
We're a circle.
I think we're 2 by 2.
And you guys are still tied up like this, so you
Yeah.
have to
Walk
like,
in a weird C shape.
Yeah, it's almost like a Z.
Okay. Well, I'll put one on.
Well, what if we go me, Azrael, and then Ander, and then the line
circles around
to Connor is next to Ander, and then Chelonia, and then Moldrak.
That works.
Wait, but now I'm in the back.
No.
2 by 2.
2 by, so yeah.
Yeah, no. Definitely put us in between everybody.
Yeah,
Now I got you.
you got it.
There we go.
Okay, I'll put 1 wisp on me, and it's like it's not like something that's like stuck to you. It just kind of floats around you and follows
It's like
you.
an orb of fire.
Yeah. So I'll put 1 on me. I'll put
Like
1
the corners?
on Ander,
Okay.
1 on Azrael, and 1 on Zarbrax.
Okay. These bits of flame just kind of.
And they're just going to
Pop
start
up.
as 20 feet of bright light. You guys can make them all the way down to 5 feet of dim light.
The bright that is emitted from it, if you try to do it to the 20 feet, it only stays within so far. Just like your immediate area is lit up, essentially. As it is, and it starts to kind of like light up, you watch these dark black figures just emerge from the darkness up towards the light and like try to like curl over it. And instead of actually curling over it, they just start to just try to dig into whatever closest that they see, almost like they were just brought into it to try and snuff it out. So.
wants to flame.
I mean, like, what else are we... I mean, I
Yeah.
guess we can keep walking in the dark, but...
Well, I think we're gonna have to.
Roll initiative.
Not if we kill every single one of the moths.
Like, we weren't stealthy before,
Yeah.
and we were just going to keep making wisdom saves.
No, I liked the idea, even if it didn't work.
Yeah, I think we're still,
Combat without a character sheet now.
Is it crazy to use both my lucks?
Good luck.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Figure it out.
I knew what was going to happen, and I should have told you to make an 18th level one.
Okay.
That would have spoiled the whole thing for him.
Yeah.
You
that's
should have
kinda
made it
why I-
yourself. Then handed it to him.
And here's your new character sheet.
You are now a paladin.
I got 12.
is it time to bring out the new mini yet?
Oh, yeah, I don't
Needs
have
his
that.
armor.
Get the armor.
Time's going by so slow.
All right, 25 to anybody over 20. What do you got, Moldrak?
20.
20 to 15. Anybody else?
18.
15 to 10.
12.
It's a bad day. Okay.
Yikes.
I rolled a 3, bro.
Don't you have
10 to
like
5.
plus 11 to dex?
6.
What Chalon you get?
+6, dude. I had plus 11, but then I changed alert for the halfling feat
What
that I don't even fucking use.
Stupid thing to do.
It was dumb.
As long as you
It's
know.
only got a +1.
Mm-hmm.
I got a higher initiative.
Okay.
How does it feel?
I should have walked. I knew I should have fucking walked.
I did all that stuff with those
What's
dice,
your,
and I rolled double.
nine?
I technically rolled 4 ones. That's how bad that was.
Moldrak, you are up first. One like immediately on your right.
Yeah, I'm gonna swing at him.
Okay.
I technically rolled 4 ones.
29 to hit.
29 to hit. 29 hits. Czar, if you want, you can actually take your turn right now too.
I'm gonna rage.
I guess you just roll a d10.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do you want me to roll the d8 for the hammer or
No,
D10
because the
too?
D10's the only one that's going to do the damage.
22.
22 hits.
Is that ring attunement that I got from the store? Force ring?
Yes. So
So you gotta swap that out? And
Yep.
I got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Swap out that fight ring. for
The
it.
second one was a 22 to hit.
Okay, also hits.
All right, first one deals.
Oh, it's actually more than that.
Am I adding my strength to it or just the d10?
You can add your strength.
Okay, that's going to be 13 points
So-
of damage.
Do I get my strength and my rage bonus?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to spend the second attack to reduce its AC by 1,
Okay.
and then I'll take my third attack.
Does his strength and his rage
Oh,
bonus
and my
count
fourth
as
attack.
radiant damage?
No, that's just the
I have
fourth.
4
damage.
attacks now.
No, him.
It's kind of
Yeah,
correct,
just
but it's
force.
kind of an 18.
Well, it's
Because I'm
Yeah,
doing
this is
it's
radiant.
radiant.
right. So I'll just count it. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Okay, second or third attack and fourth attack at 30 and a 31.
Both hit.
I did 16 damage.
Thank you.
15 more damage and then 9 more damage.
Damn, you guys are gonna kill everything before it gets to my turn.
I hope so.
I rolled a
Guess I'll
31
just
to hit
put the lights out.
Hits.
and another 16 damage.
I was excited for the next campaign. Now I'm not. I'm gonna have a low fucking.
All right.
dice. Be down
You
here
guys,
more often.
as they lurk up, you watch Zarvax and Moldrak just instantly start tearing into the creatures.
Not right now.
That's the spookiest part.
Mom? The fuck, Mom? Was it actually Mom? Because I'm
No.
excited. Damn.
I don't know what to do with my bonus action.
Boom, 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 boom.
Somebody want to make that noise, or they're like,
That's pretty solid. Azrael and Connor, you guys can take your turns.
Alright.
I might start doing this in combat more often.
dude, this is kind of sick.
What?
What,
Doing their
multiple
turns at the same time.
I think so too.
Because right, so if I don't have any of my blowhorn laws, I'm going to lose my like proficiency with guns. That doesn't. Doesn't make
For now, just do whatever, and we'll
Yeah,
figure
just
it
tell them
out.
how much damage you want to deal.
He's been
But,
using
I mean,
guns for a long time.
Yeah,
I don't think he would just
yeah, I don't
freaking
think that's
know
gonna just go away.
I mean, everything else makes sense to like
Yeah.
not have be there anymore.
Right. I'm thinking more of like the features
Yeah.
that allow you to do all of the hemo magic stuff
Shit.
and like the blood.
How do I
stuff.
use this now?
But any proficiencies
Just like
that you
you,
have,
dude,
those
you
will
can
just
use
stay.
cards now.
I
You're
should
not
pull
gonna
a
be
gun
gaining
out
new
right
ones.
now.
The big guy
I don't think
on
so.
Moldrak,
Okay.
or whatever one he hit to reduce.
This one?
Yeah, so I see him hit out towards that, so I'm just going to shoot a Lunitari's Light at it.
Okay.
I'm gonna go steal that gun back from that kid that I gave a gun. Maybe that's a good idea anyway.
That's
You
probably
can do
good.
whatever you want to do.
17.
Okay.
Just hit.
To hit, misses.
At least demons.
Sure are.
So bonus action, I form demons being
Oh,
in
do
the
I still
blade.
have my?
Okay.
Can I just like end the bright light with a bonus action? I don't. All right,
It's a 19 to
I'm gonna
hit.
wait.
I respect
19
it.
hits.
See if they just keep
If
swarming
more
us.
appear,
Oh, wait,
then
you
I'll
hit this
get rid
one?
of it.
Yeah.
That misses.
That's second one.
Unless they start doing some crazy
You know
shit
what?
to us.
Alright. That was my turn.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it was a toss-up. Either they all ran away or they fucking tried to.
I just thought it would make like a little bubble
Andrew,
of
you're
light
up.
around us.
I'm up. Nobody gets to go with me. Damn, I wanted to
Good.
battle.
The enemies can go with you.
Oh shit, I got that in aura now too.
Oh yeah, your aura.
Everyone gets +2 to hit against fiends. If they're within my aura.
19.
So I would've got 21 against that guy.
That would have hit also.
Damn. Hell yeah.
Oh, okay, let's just.
Oh nice.
Shit's about to get easy, boys.
So I
Get
have a
shit's
free
about to
divine
get
smite
easy,
on it
even though
all
half of
times.
us can't do damage.
Yeah, improved divine smite at 11th level. You
Yeah.
always get it.
Say that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
I'll just do
no
regular damage.
multipliers or anything like that. It was
To
just,
radiant?
yeah.
If it's radiant, double it for me.
Okay, 32.
So I do get my
6,
modifier
12,
if I can find a d20 in here.
22.
Oh, I didn't double anything.
Your
for-
dex.
If it was radiant. Oh, it is radiant.
Yeah,
Yes,
so it's
weird.
32
An extra
full
16.
times.
Yeah,
So
what
an
the
extra
fuck?
16 on it.
An extra 30.
No, it was an extra
Two
extra
16s?
32 because I got 2 16s.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, does the sword do slashing and then it does radiant on top?
Yeah, it does an additional D10 of radiant.
Okay, so
damage.
just the d10s would be.
I didn't roll
Yeah, he-
Oh.
anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
this is gonna be funny.
So do we not care about the slashing from Demon's Bane, just the radiant?
Just
I'll tell you in a second.
So
Because it would have been
22
2
radiant damage.
D6
22.
Some
plus
D10s.
the D10.
So the one like immediately on your right, right?
If I roll a crit, I get 4 D10.
I need something.
Damn.
I'm not.
Okay.
Most of these are not rolling. Okay. Which one? Did Moldrak hit?
Moldrak hit this
I'm
one
gonna
as
hit
well
that one.
as Connor.
No, 8, 17 missed. That's up to you.
You do also get a
you
plus
do-
2 to hit.
Yeah, you have
19
plus.
hits. So.
How far does the radius go?
It's 30 because I'm level 18.
Oh, okay. That
Same thing with the no frighten.
Sharpshooter.
Saving throw bonus.
Shop's just like, I'm a
The
beacon of
lowest
buffs.
+1 for every
Sharpshooter?
saving throw, or
Yeah.
just
Is that force damage?
All saving throws.
Oh,
Does the
I get my
is the
crit
sharpshooter
level.
damage force?
Sure.
How would that work? Yes.
I'm saying whatever. All of that additional damage that you get, like, I know it makes more sense for it to be strength related, but I feel like if you're doing damage, like your rage damage and your like
Strength
strength
bonus.
damage, I just added on because normally it doesn't say it's like it normally just says you deal an additional this damage.
Yeah.
So if you're dealing damage, you're just dealing that additional damage on top of it.
Does that work for like secondary effects too? Then, like if I wanted to use one of my enhancements that like, like restrain something or whatever, it might not do the damage, but it still does the restrain part.
Right.
Okay.
If the restrain works, yeah.
Lowest one 16.
Lowest one is 16 misses.
Okay, next one is 21,
Hits.
and then the other two would also
all sharpshooter?
hit. Yeah. I only missed one. One of them was a bad card. Everybody takes
Is it fire damage?
everybody takes 15 damage.
What kind of damage?
How close to you?
10 feet.
Okay, yeah, everybody takes 15.
What kind of damage?
What about the
Fire?
enemies?
Yeah,
though?
fire.
Besides Moldrak.
Moldrak doesn't. That's true. They also take the damage.
They're immune to it.
It's actually force damage.
Crazy how that works.
And actually weird. It says radiant. I don't know.
Oh,
It's-
huh. That heals us.
Oh, that's glad I rolled this.
I'm gonna do the terror's turn.
24 damage.
I hope we don't
24?
longer in here.
Force damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you say things like that out loud?
I don't know. It's just something I hope we don't run into. That's all.
Oh, I also take that damage.
It was like it wasn't on the docket. Now it
Holy
is.
fuck.
Huh.
It was super low, right?
Zarvarax.
Nope.
Oh, does it not have the picture on it? Nightwalker. Oh, it's a legacy monster?
Natural 20,
There's
a
CR
29, and a 29.
Okay, they all hit.
20.
Except for the second 29, of course.
He counters all second
They're
29s.
nasty
no.
creatures.
It says it right here.
This thing is creepy.
Yeah.
I need so many dice.
Their stat
Good thing
block's
I'm
not
raging.
anything to be
I hope.
right in the
15
whole body. They're crazy.
36 points of necrotic damage.
Okay, it doesn't matter that I'm raging.
How much damage?
Is that total?
Total.
Well, they're kind of weak, bro.
Uh,
Hit him again.
Shut the
What
fuck
did you
up.
do with your last? You had one more attack, didn't you? That I
No.
didn't get the damage for?
I
Or you added it all together?
Yeah, it's all
Okay,
together.
that's what I thought.
I rolled
This
really
guy-
bad.
I need...
Did the one next to me attack me?
Not yet. I'm not there yet. I need Azrael, Ander, Azrael, Connor, and Zarvarex to make wisdom saving throws.
You guys are good.
Guys,
So
I'll
don't
put the
worry.
light out. I get it. Yeah, you should.
I'm
Natural
gonna
20.
keep the light on.
You're good.
Fuck it.
It's
Kill them
all
all.
bad
Kill them
for
all.
the boy.
I still stand by it being a good idea. To at least
That's a
pass.
fail.
I failed.
You guys think I should put the light out?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just. I mean, you can do what you want.
17.
You don't have to.
Take
Maybe.
24 points of psychic damage.
This is my enemy.
Psychic damage.
Anything involving the mind, I'm so weak.
And I need you to make a... No,
Gonna make me attack my homies.
melee weapon attack. You don't really have a melee weapon.
Who?
You're just not going to do anything for it.
How many damages?
What was your wisdom save?
It was a fail.
That was a fail.
You said I don't have a melee weapon?
Bro, he's got a
I got a
staff, bro.
staff.
He'll
Alright,
clonk
you
someone.
Dink Ander in the back of the head with it. You take the psychic damage too.
How much was it?
It was almost a natural.
Fuck, I don't
Now
know.
I'm
How much
worried
psychic
about-
damage was it?
14?
How much psychic damage was it? Do you remember how much psychic damage I just did to you?
I didn't hear it.
Roll the tape.
I'm just gonna
You
roll this
told.
again.
I thought you told
14?
him 14.
I want to say
It was.
14.
It had to have been more than 14.
I think it was 24.
That
7.
sounds right.
Oh,
24.
24.
75.
24 sounds right.
Alright.
And then I gotta attack my homies.
You're gonna attack Azrael.
What the fuck, man? Miss!
Now I'm worried though. If I put the light out, they get stronger.
Can I choose to not do it with advantage?
Don't worry. It's a D6 of damage.
Yeah, you don't have to do it with everything.
D6 more or less health than I had.
Honestly, I'm.
That would have rolled over. I totally would have let you use it. But that's fucking funny.
7 damage.
Yeah, you did.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, Azrael.
Bro, why didn't you hit more people with your staff? Check on the heads.
You just like turned
I
around
don't-
really quick.
Did you start raging already?
Yes.
Shit, no wonder
Don't
he
we
sits
get
in the
like
back of the
lightning
black
resistance or
and
something
yellow.
from your aura?
Yeah. Everybody has lightning resistance.
So it'll be like a little bit reduced.
Does does 29 hit? Okay.
You hit him with the torch.
At least you have one natural 20.
I tried to blow the dice over.
You did try.
Ooh.
Damn!
Ooh. 8 slashing. Oh, you're not a fiend. Okay. 8 slashing.
He was
I'm sure
facing
hoping I'd have to
yesterday.
kill
18
myself.
damage.
18?
18.
We have a real problem if I was a fiend.
I didn't attack you recklessly. I attacked you delicately.
Anybody without dark vision isn't going to be able to see them either.
I don't need it.
Do you have dark vision?
I just know where they are.
Oh wait, no, I don't.
You know. As long as they don't move, I can just
I was
throw
gonna say
cards
it's,
at the same
it's
spot.
one thing to be able to throw.
I just
in
throw them
dark,
at the
but-
same spot. Is what it really is. Like I have to.
Yeah.
I always forget that I don't have dark vision.
Chillin, you can take his turn too. So that should be. Oh wait, I gotta actually do. Chillin, you can start his turn. I'm gonna do these
say you
attacks
do.
right here.
As many as he wants.
15.
He just keeps blowing them.
Chelonia?
4?
3 normally, I think, and then he could
can
do.
use key points.
Yeah.
I think it might be 2 normally.
I think it's
Well,
7.
2 and then extra attack is the bonus.
Oh right, makes sense.
Unarmed. But he
Uh,
could also do something.
Zarvarex, I need you to make a wisdom save. This guy's not gonna attack. He's just going to.
Make Zarvarex attack for him.
Does it? What he's doing count as an
Ooh,
attack?
that's a fail.
Whoa, tell him the number. You never know, man.
There's a 6 pack.
Does 18 hit?
Fucking hate you.
Wait, against the guy with the reduced AC?
Doesn't hit.
20,
18?
28.
9? I guess 19's got to be it.
Should hit, right?
Yes.
And then, well, he doesn't do anything if he just attacks.
It's just
right?
madness. You guys are gonna have to put me down. I'm sorry, boys.
Yeah.
Just let me be with my people. I'll pull you all in the direction.
He doesn't
You can
do
just follow me.
After you hit Azrael with that first attack, or that reactionary attack, he does not,
unless he
like,
gets
when you first hit him, he didn't appear to look like Azrael. He looked like
Did he get
another
two
one
attacks?
of these demons. Still looks like one. So when you go to attack, you have to roll, like, whatever you want to do, like a 1, like a d4, and 1 and 2 is this guy, 3 and 4 is Azrael.
Okay.
Because you still think that he is one of the, like, terrors.
Okay.
We
So
gotta
every
fight.
time you go to attack, you have to just roll just to make
We
sure.
gotta fight Zargrax too. I ain't.
No, it's just him.
You don't have dark vision?
I don't.
Okay.
Well, maybe you cut the lights out. You won't even know where fucking Azrael is.
I thought I did.
Chelonia went.
I forgot that I didn't. Rather.
He
So you've been
doesn't do
cheating.
any
No.
damage. Yeah.
I typically,
Soul
I think
Bolt.
this happens every time we end up somewhere where it's too
Moldrak and
dark.
Czar, you guys are up again.
Alright,
Czar, at the start of your turn,
Immediate-
you take 1 psychic damage.
Immediate bonus
who's
action,
which?
I put out the lights.
Okay.
1, 2 is the demon. 3, 4 is Azrael. And I'm choosing to ask so because I roll like shit.
Well, the demons are gone, so you might as well attack Azrael.
Yeah, true.
We're just attacking Azrael right now because they all disappeared.
I do anyways.
This is fucked up, man. It's gotta count.
What is it now?
That's a 17 hit.
Holy shit. Dude just blew a fucking
After
9
he
over to a
takes the
5.
swing at you, deflect it, and you can see in his face that he's still kind of a little out of it.
Give him, you know what he needs? He needs a classic staff hit right to the back of the head. Wake his ass up.
You're still taking your turn.
Little noggin refresh. Oh, you
Yeah,
gotta hit him
He's
again.
the only person that you see that looks like a terror.
Can I see him attacking? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's still my turn, too.
Yeah, you can see him.
Can
I'm
I
not
run
gonna
over
do it.
to him
Roll the
and
dice
No,
on the play.
try to restrain him?
Oh gosh.
Okay. I'm gonna try to
Oh,
use
no.
athletics and restrain him.
we fucking all like, oh shit!
Adam,
Connor's pulled 2.
I'm yanking them all.
We're gonna get like
Okay.
we're gonna get like tangled up in each
That's
other.
okay.
Does it 21 hit?
Yep.
Oh no, dude.
What's going on?
Do I get there before he makes his next attack or no?
He would make the first one, the second one, and then
Okay.
like you're just getting there after he makes it.
It's less than what it was before. It's 14 damage this time.
And do I make it as
Bro
an
had to
attack
fight
or
his-
just like an athletics check?
You're trying to do what exactly?
Restrain him.
That
Bro had to fight his brother, and now he's gotta fight his
versus either
fucking
his
comrade,
athletics
dude.
or acrobatics.
Okay. We'll make an acrobatics or
can't
an
catch a break.
athletics check.
You see Moldrak like grab you, and he's like yelling at you to stop, pretty much, like grabs you.
You roll first.
34.
Okay. I'm probably gonna fail. I don't think I actually can even beat that.
Not 20.
Natural
Nat
20.
Natural 20 will succeed.
Is it a saving throw?
What's that?
Or is it just a strength?
Do I have to fight
Athletic?
him? Because do I know
You
it's
don't have to fight
Moldrak?
him. You know Moldrak's grabbing you and telling you to stop. And you feel him grip you up.
Why? Why? There's still one right there!
That's Azrael! That's Azrael!
No, it's not!
I'm gonna cast
What's wrong with you?
resistance on him just to give him a D4 on his next save.
Go ahead and make another wisdom save with advantage now.
Got natural 20.
Okay.
Calm
Look
down!
back over
Calm
and you
down!
can see
Calm
Azrael
down,
has a
big boy!
fucking gash in his chest, and it doesn't look like a claw mark. It looks like from the sword, and there's like a little bit of like a cauterized like burn on the sides of it from the radiant damage.
Maybe that one was my bad, but I need you to calm down.
What happened? That was
Anders like,
that wasn't Azrael a second ago.
Fucking upside down. Fucking in the pile.
We, I think they were affecting your mind in some way, those creatures.
Hey, can we
Use-
untangle before we
I have 90
have
lay
a
on
talk
hands
about
now,
this?
so I'm gonna use
I just
40.
hold you up by your ankle.
I have 90 lay on hands now total, so
Okay.
I'm gonna use 40 of it and heal myself.
So they're attracted to the light. That is
I'm
apparent.
gonna take some deep breaths and kind of like shrug you
Yeah,
off.
yeah. I'm backed up at this point. I think we can just stay in a hug. It's cool.
I am facing the opposite direction. This is awkward.
We didn't know it, but
Only to you.
I just feel a slight pressure on my upper back.
we didn't know it, but Duluth has a secret objective to hug everyone in the session. He's got 2 down.
Come here, two small guys.
Okay. I need everybody to make wisdom saves again.
Son of
What
a
if I
gun.
don't want to? No? Okay, thought that would work.
That's the point.
Natural 20.
Well,
What'd you roll, like a 4 or something?
12.
Oh, a 12. Oh my god, he's got sick with the 19.
22.
You guys are gonna have to cut me loose.
Zarvax at the front of the line takes his the sword, cuts the rope,
Oh, wait a minute.
and starts sprinting.
Can I
into
grab
the
him before he
darkness.
starts running?
You are turned around, like looking around at what's going on, and just catch him disappearing into
We
the
see
dark.
what direction
Can I,
he went though?
With demons being, I try to trip him as he goes to walk away.
Attack of opportunity, sentinel.
Roll a d20. Just do like roll a d20. You roll a d20, just like initiative, pretty much. So it's gonna be like how fast you're running away
I
compared
get
to how
advantage
fast
on
he's-
initiative.
Well, then
Take your advantage.
I don't want to though.
You
You
have
have
to.
to. Oh my god. Bro, can
19.
you roll bad when it's in
And
front?
he's gone.
you see him going, and you like try to like extend it into some sort of like long staff type weapon as you swing out towards his feet, and you just hear him like screaming. You watch lightning arc from his sides as he fades into the darkness.
1 down. The Dragonborns are of weak mind.
You could probably like go in the direction I just ran. That might be the way to go. Oh wait, I didn't say that.
I mean, it does make sense to chase after you.
Zarvax, you hear what sounds like your mother and father. Zarvax! Zarvax, over here, please! Help us! They're trying to hurt us! And you just...
They have no idea to know that I'm there, but I'm too stupid
Can I
to
like get a
realize
direction
that.
of where he's like running to? Like front, like if I'm just looking at him, he starts to run. Is it like going that way, that way?
It's pretty quick, like, by the time he gets here, like, you don't see him anymore. Like, he's gone. So, like, this is just the general
Like that
direction.
As
of
soon
the
as the
We got baited. He ran that way and then
staff
ran a
misses, I'm
circle
gonna
around
put my hand up
the
and
opposite direction.
try to cast daylight towards where he's going towards. It's a 60-foot
Okay.
beam of bright light.
I need you to just make a religion check. All you need is a 10.
Roll 10, it's pretty easy.
I give him guidance.
I get those all the time.
11.
11.
No.
Okay. You cast daylight out in that direction, and you can feel the light that's being pushed out, like the darkness that's there is kind of shuttering it. That 60 bright, like just bright light is completely pretty much dampened to only about 5 feet. Doesn't seem like it extends. Much like all of the other magic, like from the light, from the orb, whatever it was, and the orbs that were flying above that you used. The dancing lights even, when you try to do that, it doesn't seem like that bright light extends much further out than that.
You guys ready to run? Let's go.
We're ru-
I can pick you up if you want. Really,
That'll fuck the whole line up.
this rope is really
Well,
hindering
now
us. I'm gonna
now
be
it'll just
honest.
be going this way.
I can just
essentially.
drag him.
No, other way.
It's not a big deal.
Well, like,
Ezreal's at the back now.
yep, that's right. And then you would be running this way.
Although Chelonia is faster, he could run up and stun him.
Should we cut him loose? Should we cut Shalonium? Yeah, no, I'm just fucking. I'm really like doof on the ground.
You start running. You can see that there's a certain pace you have to keep up, which is probably only about 50 or so feet of running, which doesn't feel like running to you very much, but you're still like keeping a good pace. This
You
is
mean
just
like
a good
max
enough
speed?
pace to where Ander is able to be running, and you can like hear everybody's like running. You can hear echoes of screams, like these loud battle roars from Zarvarax in the distance. Zarvarex, for you right now, the state that your mind is in, you're just trying to run and find where you think your parents are, and you just keep going. And
Yeah,
going.
just keep screaming though while you're doing it.
That's pretty. Yeah.
As I'm being like just dragged along, trying to run, figure out
It's
what's
like
going
a
on. I'm just
siren.
like, Brexit, point me in the direction of Zarvarex. Now I cast locate creature.
Okay.
It lasts for an hour.
All right. Where you start running, you feel that you're like you have passed at least perpendicular where he is. Like he'd be this way, and you can feel yourself still getting like kind of pulled in the other direction.
Are they baiting?
Moldrak, right!
Moldrak can't hear you. Andrew can hear you.
Moldrak, right?
Moldrak can't hear you. Connor can.
Like telephone.
It's like faint to where like it reaches up towards the front a little bit. Connor hears it,
What?
kind of like taps on Chelonia and yells the
Oh, no,
same.
I use message, and
Yeah.
I tell Moldrak, right.
It's abrupt.
And it
Plants his
continues,
foot,
it keeps,
pivots,
like,
and
kind of
goes.
going. As you guys are sprinting through here,
I can send it.
you're getting the general direction of where Zarvarex is, and you're behind for sure, just because of the pace at which you have to run. But you know the general direction of where he is, and you're now kind of on a straight line going to where he is. At this point now,
You have reached your destination.
I need everybody else to make another wisdom saving throw.
Sick. What if we all went insane? That'd be kind of funny.
We could.
And that's the campaign, boy.
Vanishing
That's cocked,
darkness.
right? That's definitely
That's cocked.
That's
I don't
definitely
know.
cocked.
What do you want? Is it a good
Don't
number?
look at it. No, it's cocked.
Is it on a good number?
No, it was on a 9 and a 6.
No.
Not.
Roll again.
It's a 6 and a 9, actually.
Nice.
21?
Children, dude.
You're gone. What do you got?
Whoa!
He's gone?
You took off one.
He's dead, bro.
I got a natural 20.
10.
10?
I did get a natural 20.
28.
He hesitated after, he said 10? Oh.
Andrew, you take the card and chuck it at the rope. You chuck it at the one in front of you and start to run, but you're still tied to Ezrael. You start trying to take off running. And you're not even sure what's possessing you to do so, but you are trying to run away.
He's like one of those little
Make
kids
demons.
with the
I
hardest
can
of
do
them.
anything, any kind of weapon I've ever seen, right?
Yep.
Ezreal's just
Throw it-
watching
can I
you
turn
try
into
to
a
run
net?
away from
Yeah.
it.
Throw it.
Not me,
Throw
bro.
it
Just pick me up. Not a net. Fucked up,
Let's
bro.
just humiliate him as much as possible.
I'm retiring after this, dude. You guys have to fight the demons by yourselves.
I'm not that strong. I don't know if I can. Andrew might be able to break free from this.
Just roll an attack, like a hit.
26.
I'm trying to think of push it with a net. You probably still hit, right? What was it naturally?
It would be a 20 then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
okay. Yep. Throws the net over onto Ander.
Hey, I need to run in that direction.
It becomes very obvious that
Oh shit! I want to be able to like reach. I would yell out to Connor as soon as he tries to run to try and make sure he doesn't get too far.
yeah, it'd probably be like a little.
They're gone. They're out of our vision.
Can't hear him anymore.
Yep.
Once you like see Ander break free, you're like, oh fuck, shit. You chuck a net at him, it falls on top of him. You're like, Connor. You start looking around.
Dude, we are so fucked.
Connor, you start running forward and like feel like, cause you were feeling like tension because Ander was just kind of dragging behind a bit, and you look back and then you're like, oh fuck, and then you tell Chelonia, you guys kind of start to slow up.
I
You're
stop.
looking around, you stop entirely, start to look around in the darkness.
I 90 degree or 180 back in the other direction.
Okay, and then start to run back that way. Hopefully being able to group back up. You guys find that you are in kind of shambles right now, and the world that you're in is trying to really tear you apart.
Literally.
But unfortunately, we're going to have to end the session here for the day. Thank you for watching. If you are, please make sure that you are following and you look at the YouTube and all of that. We will be back after Christmas, so you guys have a good holiday, and we will see you then. Take it easy.
Adios.